watching the Yes Network, the home of champions.
It is a scorching hot day here in Chicago, and it's a big day here at the ballpark as the White Sox are retiring the number of their great player, Frank Thomas, number 35, never to be worn again. As today, the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the defending world champion New York Yankees against the Chicago White Sox in the rubber game of a 3-game set from U.S. Cellular Field on the south side of Chicago. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball. Along with Ken Singleton, I'm Michael Kay. Frank Thomas would have liked to have been in last night's game. Wow. Boy, the balls were flying out of this ballpark. Yankees ended up winning 12-9, and they connected for the long ball.
Well, the Yankees actually put the big hurt on the Chicago White Sox last night early in the ball game. You go back to the very first inning, and Nick Swisher turns his changeup around from John Danks. It's headed for the bleachers in left center field. That gave the Yankees a 2-0 lead. Eduardo Nunez in the very next inning, his very first Major League home run, and that was a 2-run shot. Not celebrating, continuing to celebrate with the Yankees as Marcus Temps hits his first of 2 in the 3rd inning, and then he adds another in the 9th as the Yankees turned on the big bats and they won 12-9.
The Bronx Bombers are in the second city. Nick Swisher 2 for 5, a home run. Timms 2 for 5, 2 home runs. Posada 2 for 3 with 2 doubles, and Nunez 3 for 4 with his first big league home run. Let's take a look now at the New York Lottery pitching matchup for this afternoon. Gavin Floyd will go for the White Sox 9-10, 3.91 against Ivan Nova, making his second big league start. Getting
well, his first one came on Monday night against a hot-hitting team, the Toronto Blue Jays. He's going to have to be on his game this afternoon against the White Sox. They're swinging the bats well, but Nova acquitted himself pretty strongly over 5 1/3 innings. He only made one mistake. That was a home run to Jose Bautista, who happens to lead the league in home runs. And later on, when Bautista came up, it was Nova. Showed him what he's about. That was up and in. Bautista didn't like it. Things got a little heated at the Rogers Center. Nova did not back down, but things were quieted down by manager Joe Girardi, among others. No punches were thrown. Nobody was actually thrown out of the ball game. But Nova had a pretty good outing on his first start on Monday.
Frank Thomas, he's going to be honored here at U.S. Cellular. The Yankees aren't worried about that. They're worried about lineups, first pitch, baseball next on Yes.
Here in Dallas, everyone loves the Cowboys, which makes it odd that our neighbor is a Redskins fan. He got NFL Sunday ticket, so now he can watch their games every Sunday. And that's fine. Live and let live. Right, baby? But I'm not so sure Troy Barkman is such a fan.
Watch your favorite team wherever you live. Upgrade to NFL Sunday Ticket today.
Attention diabetics on Medicare.
Hello, I'm John Fox. You may know that I'm a professional bass fisherman, but you may not know that I have diabetes. It's never slowed me down thanks to the good folks at Liberty Medical. I've been a Liberty Medical patient for years, and I've relied on them for all my diabetic needs. And if you call now, you'll receive a free meter. It's easy to use with fast results. Even the shipping is free, and Medicare may cover the cost of your other supplies. Liberty Medical keeps you on track by delivering diabetic supplies right to your door. They even take care of the paperwork, file your claims, and send you a free meter.
Call right now and they'll send you a free diabetic cookbook.
Diabetes doesn't have to slow you down. Join me and over 1 million people who trust Liberty Medical.
Call Liberty Medical at 1-866-277-2823.
Fox for the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by IOTV. IOTV offers you incredible HD picture and sound. HD is free with IOTV. By Pepsi Max, 0 calories, maximum Pepsi taste. And by Acura. Acura. Advance. Well, the White Sox just had a beautiful ceremony honoring their future Hall of Famer, Frank Thomas. Next stop, Cooperstown. Indeed, the Big Hurt was honored by former teammates coming back, and number 35 being retired forever, never be worn again in the history of the White Sox, and throwing out the first pitch to Carlton Fisk, another former White Sox player with his number retired. Then a big hug between the two teammates, and Frank Thomas, a member of the 2005 White Sox World Championship team. He gave an emotional speech where he broke down. The crowd gave him a huge ovation. The Big Hurt is a very, very well-liked player and well-respected player here in the city of Chicago.
Yeah, and I would say throughout baseball as well. Back-to-back MVPs for the Chicago White Sox, and certainly one of the best nicknames, I think, in the history of baseball. I mean, he's a big man, played football at Auburn, he's a tight end, signed by the White Sox, and just struck fear in the hearts of pitchers throughout Major League Baseball.
19 Major League seasons. As Kenny mentioned, 2-time All-Star on back-to-back years, or 2-time MVP, 5-time All-Star, and he was a world champion with the White Sox. 521 career home runs, tied for 18th place all-time. Two pretty nice names, Willie McCovey and Ted Williams. Now, the ceremony ran so long that we're actually going to have a late start to this game, but he did instill fear in all pitchers. And Kenny, he was kind of a different sort of ball player because he was so big, as you mentioned, a former football player. And usually before Frank Thomas, you didn't see baseball players that were that large.
Yeah, that large, and you can see the size of his arms. I mean, when he got a hold of one here in Chicago or wherever, it was gone. And I think that by all criteria, you mentioned the fact he's going to be a future Hall of Famer. There's no doubt in my mind. And I think he qualifies in all criteria, in all eras, because he's got the home runs, runs batted in, runs scored. You know, in the new era, they think of on-base percentage. Frank Thomas, a lot of walks in his career. He's got the on-base percentage. So I think by any criteria, he qualifies to be a Hall of Famer.
They'd love to have him back in their lineup right now, as they're still fishing to maybe try to acquire Manny Ramirez, but Frank Thomas retired, and today it became official with number 35 never to be worn again. The Yankees paid respect to Frank Thomas watching the ceremony, but this game is important to them, Kenny. They want to win this rubber game because everything is so tight in the American League East. The Rays won on a walk-off home run yesterday against the Red Sox. The Yankees won 12-9, so they remain tied atop the American League East. And the Rays and the Red Sox play tonight on ESPN, the Sunday night game of the week. And the Red Sox are 5.5 games behind the Yankees and the Rays. And we mentioned this on the batting practice show, Kenny. Yeah. They might be the 3 best teams in baseball, but one of them is going to be on the outside looking in because there's no soft landing spot for that third team. There's no wild card.
Yeah, it's probably going to come down to the head-to-head and how well they play against their other opposition, including the Chicago White Sox, who are a pretty good ball club. The White Sox actually play down the stretch. They play the Red Sox 4 times in the last week of the season.
And if the White Sox are still chasing the Twins, they become a much tougher team. Well, the White Sox, as you see, have taken the field. Gavin Floyd about to take his warm-ups. And we're going to take a look at today's Yankees starting lineup, which is presented, as always, by our good friends at Lexus. The left fielder is Brett Gardner. He'll lead off. Batting second and playing shortstop, the captain, Derek Jeter. Nick Swisher's at first base. Mark Teixeira resting that sore thumb. Nick Swisher's going to bat third. Robinson Cano will clean up and play second. Marcus Timms, 2 home runs yesterday. He'll DH and bat fifth. Batting sixth and playing center field, Curtis Granderson. Austin Kearns and right will bat seventh. Batting eighth and playing third base. First big league home run yesterday, Eduardo Nunez. And Francisco Cervelli is going to catch, and he's going to bat ninth.
Well, 27-year-old pitcher on the mound, and he's a big one, 6'6". Gavin Floyd. And he's having himself a decent year for the Chicago White Sox, just under 500, 9-10. More than a hit per inning, just a few more. 50 walks, 135 strikeouts, league hitting .263 against him. Let's check out the scouting report on the right-hander from Maryland. Go back to 2001. He was the #1 draft pick of the Philadelphia Phillies. He was eventually traded to the White Sox. And since June the 8th, he's really been pitching well. A 2.29 ERA. And Mark Teixeira and Gavin Floyd went to the same high school in Baltimore, Mount St. Joseph's Academy, and they played for the same coach, Dave Norton.
Let's take a look at the White Sox defense, which is brought to you by Mercedes. You've got Pierre, Rios, and Jones left to right in the outfield. All three have played center field at one point. Vizquel, Ramirez, Beckham, and Konerko third to first. A.J. Brzezinski behind the plate. And Kenny just told you about Gavin Floyd on the mound. As I said during the open, it is a scorchingly hot day. Right now, 93 degrees, and we have been in some hot weather, but for some reason, this feels about as hot as it's been all year. Hot weather in Kansas City, in Texas, in New York, but it just feels suffocating today. But let's do it here in Chicago. First pitch is the strike, and we are underway.
And I think the reason why it feels so hot today, first of all, it's a day game. The other two are night games. And plus the fact, this is certainly the hottest of the 3 days. So in Texas, when we got, it was hot already when we got there.
Here's the 0-1. Inside, 1-1.
Gardner's had himself a pretty good series, 3 hits and 6 at-bats. And of course, he likes to go deep in the counts and get things started for the Yankees today out of the leadoff spot.
Swing and a miss as the bat goes toward the Yankee dugout. So the count 1-2.
Gardner's putting a little more stickum on the bat to try and avoid flipping it. Sometimes when hitters throw the bat, ends up in the stands, they have to go get a new one. That one didn't quite make it to the seats.
Well, 1-2 counts don't really scare Gardner. He works the count. He takes about 5 pitches per at bat. And he about 22% of his at-bats are full counts. Not this time, as he takes a called third strike. He's down looking. We talked about how hot it is. Let's look at the game time weather conditions presented by Bigelow Tea. It's 92 right now. Humidity 53%. The wind from right field to left field 14 miles per hour, and it is clear skies. Now here's Derek Jeter. Derek has not had a good road trip at all. A home run, and he had a hit yesterday. 2 for 19 on the road trip, and his average down to 272. He's had a lot of problems this year hitting right-handed pitching, hitting 250 against righties. And that one's fouled away. Check out these numbers. 250 against righties. He's hit 231 on the road.
Yeah.
And against right-handers on the road, he's hit 220.
Yeah, we broke it down a little bit last night, not quite as far, but we mentioned he's really hitting well at Yankee Stadium. It's just, for some reason, the road has been bumpy this year.
The 0-1. Fights it off and pops it up right field. Andrew Jones is right there for the second out.
You know, I think Derek's going to have to make a little bit of an adjustment to get the bat started quicker, because he's fouling pitches off to the right. He's a little late on that one. I don't know if it's hard to pick up the ball in day games. Sometimes that can be a problem for hitters. See how he's trying to force the ball off of himself, and then he's made a pretty good living, hit the ball that way. But sometimes you got to speed it up a little bit more.
Nick Swisher has homered against the White Sox in 4 straight games. And that makes him happy because he didn't have the greatest relationship with the White Sox manager, Ozzie Guillen, when he was a player here with the White Sox.
I heard a few boos when Nick stepped in.
Yeah. Now, no player has homered in 5 straight games against any one team this year. So if Nick hits one out today, no, those are the numbers against the White Sox, 409.
Well, we saw him hit an opposite field home run batting left-handed in the first game of the series, and I think he's going to have to go that way again. Because the wind, we mentioned the wind blowing from right to left this whole series. Today, it is stronger than the previous 2 nights.
So the count 1-2 on Swisher. 2 outs. We're just underway here in Chicago. And a base hit for Nick Swisher. So he continues his hot hitting against his former team. IOTV offers you incredible HD picture and sound. HD is free with IOTV, the official HD service provider of Yankees baseball on Yes.
Yeah, Nick mentioned to Kim Jones on the postgame last night the fact that you like to hit well against your former teams.
And it wasn't as if he left as a free agent. They traded him. So they didn't want him here any longer. And boy, he's been a great find for the Yankees. Part of a championship team last year, an all-star this season. Another all-star this season is Robinson Cano. He had 3 hits yesterday.
All right, how we doing?
And there's a strike.
You know, the thing about that trade, Nick Swisher it wasn't a good year when he left the White Sox. I think he hit something like 219. And Brian Cashman saw something that he liked about Nick Swisher, probably the fact he goes deep in the counts. And Kevin Long, with the help of Kevin Long, they've built him up from there to become a more accomplished hitter in this American League.
The 0-1. I think Brian and his staff looked at what Nick did with the A's. That was more the player that they thought they were going to get. Obviously, it's great to pick up a player off a down year. You're buying low. That's what you want to do at stocks. And the Yankees bought low on Nick Swisher, and it's paying off.
That's what happened with me when I was traded from Montreal to Baltimore. I hadn't had as good a year as I had had the previous year. Buying low. It works in baseball, too.
Yeah, absolutely. You never want to buy high. You don't get as good of a bargain.
You never know. It might just really take off.
Could be. It's hard to go higher than high. 1-1. 1-2.
Floyd got a breaking ball up, and Cano had a pretty good swing at it, but couldn't connect. Gavin Floyd's got good stuff. And his fastball can be in the mid-90s. Always upstairs. Cano can hit just about anything. And in the past, it's been one of his problems. I think this year he's been more disciplined than ever. He's got more walks than ever. But he's been better at getting ahead on counts. He's not ahead right now. And that's when you really get good pitches to hit.
Missed outside. Count 2-2.
I remember seeing highlights of Floyd when he was recently drafted by the Phillies back in 2001. He was rail thin. Now he weighs over 230 pounds. He's more of a power pitcher. He threw hard then, but now he's just gives me the appearance of a young Kurt Schilling.
There's a ground ball to second. Beckham will get the out at first, and that will do it. In the first inning, no runs a hit, no errors, 1 man left. Yankees nothing, and the White Sox coming to bat.
The 2009 New York Yankees are world champions.
Come out to Yankee Stadium in 2010 to see the 27-time world champion New York Yankees in action. Don't miss Beanie Buddy Night on Tuesday, August 31st, when the Yankees play the Athletics. The first 10,000 fans, 14 and younger will receive a limited edition Yankees tie beanie buddy. In 2010, come home to Yankee Stadium, the home of champions.
I don't know if I can do this much longer. Is this my punishment for letting all this happen? The infection.
Umbrella is here. You have to help us.
On September 10th, it's only the beginning.
What is this?
You're being recalled. Resident Evil Afterlife in 3D. Rated R in Real D and IMAX 3D.
It's the end of the model year, and Nissan's laying it all on the line with bottom line offers on quality, safety, and value. Nissan's bottom line sales event. Get to a Nissan dealer now for a $199 per month lease on Altima or Rogue, plus $500 bonus cash. Hurry, this event ends soon. And that's the bottom line.
Great day for a hot dog, great day for a ball game. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Yankees have taken the field. Let's take a look at the White Sox starting lineup, which is presented, as always, by our very good friends at Lexus. Juan Pierre keeping off the bases, 50 stolen bases for the left fielder. Omar Vizquel, the veteran third baseman, batting second. Batting third, playing center field, Alex Rios. Paul Konerko at first base cleans up. Batting fifth and playing right field, Andrew Jones. A.J. Brzezinski will catch. Bat sixth. Batting seventh and playing shortstop, Alexi Ramirez. Mark Tien will DH. He's going to bat eighth. Batting ninth and playing second base is Gordon Beckham.
Ivan Nova, just 23 years old, and this is just his second major league start. His first one was on Monday in Toronto. He did fairly well. You can see that he's been in some games in relief for the Yankees this year. ERA 2.16, 8 1/3 innings, 10 hits, just 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. Opponents batting .303. Here's our scouting report. We saw it in Toronto. He has a pretty good lively fastball, 97 miles an hour. It was actually a Rule 5 draft pick by the San Diego Padres. They took him out of the Yankees organization. The Yankees didn't protect him 1 year. But the Padres returned him to the Yankees, and now he's pitching here in Chicago for the Yankees. And is Chicago his kind of town? If he wins today, it would be his first major league victory.
Juan Pierre will lead off. Yankees in at the corners, and the first pitch is high, 1-0. And there's a strike.
It'd be interesting to see how these White Sox go after Nova here. They've never seen him before. Maybe they've seen a little bit of tape that might be on him. Juan Pierre's having himself a pretty good year.
Nova's got a live fastball. You see it there. The count 2-1.
Here's a good bunter. You can see Nunez well in on the grass.
Ground ball to second. Cano right there. 1 away.
Yankees have done a pretty good job against Pierre in this series. I mean, he's leading the league in steals with 50, but he does not have one, at least thus far in this series.
Now you wonder if Nova is going to be a little distracted. You've probably read this story. Major League Baseball is investigating Ivan Nova and Wilkin De La Rosa, who were teammates last year with the Yankees AA team in Trenton. There are reports that each of them gave each other B12 injections. So that's a report that Major League Baseball is investigating, and MLB is not commenting on the investigations, and neither did Nova. De La Rosa is still with the Thunder. He's 2-4 with a 5.0 ERA in 33 games this year. Joe Girardi mentioned to Nova on Friday that Major League Baseball would be looking into this, so he warned him about what might be happening, and that's all we know at this point. So they supposedly were injected, according to the report, injecting themselves with B12, and baseball wants to find out the real story behind it.
Well, baseball's not going to tell you until they complete the investigation, and they're not going to tell you about an ongoing investigation. But you know, it's something you got to be concerned about in this day and age. You know, you see time and time again, you see minor league players where the testing is even more stringent than it is in the big leagues. The big leagues is pretty tough, but it started in the minor leagues a few years ago, and that's every once in a while you see somebody docked 50 games.
And Vizquel swings and misses. Take a look at the Yankees defense behind Nova, and it's brought to you by Mercedes. In the outfield, Gardner, Granderson, and Kearns left to right. Infield, Nunez, Jeter, Cano and Swisher third to first. Cervelli behind the plate. Nova is on the mound. Just finishing up that story, Kenny, I guess what sends up a red flag, I mean, there's medical personnel with all of the minor league teams. Why would two pitchers have to give each other beach ball shots? And that's probably what sent out a warning flare on that. That's what Major League Baseball is looking into.
You know, right? Even if it was just B12.
Yeah, why are they giving it?
Exactly.
Here's Alex Rios.
Good off-speed stuff so far. He struck out Vizquel on a breaking ball, and now maybe a changeup to Rios. Rios, the best hitter in the American League in day games, hitting .403 in the daytime.
Count 1-2.
What did we say? That's one of the phenomenals of baseball.
Not this time, as Rios swings and misses. That's an impressive first inning for the youngster as it retires the White Sox in order with 2 strikeouts. We go to the second, and there's no score.
Now's the time to get out there. Because at Jeep, we pledge to give you adventure. We pledge to show you more. We pledge to bring freedom within reach. And with our Pledge Plus program during the Jeep 10 event, we'll make your payments for 60 days when you finance a 2010 Liberty, Compass, or Patriot. And if you change your mind, bring it back. Now lease a rugged 2010 Jeep Wrangler Sport for just $259 a month for well-qualified lessees. I live, I ride, I am. Jeep.
Diabetes scared me to death. There's so much to learn. I just shut down. But Liberty walked me through it all. Like when I test at night or after I eat. Makes a big difference.
When it comes to your diabetes supplies, quality and reliability are important. That's why Liberty offers the Accu-Check Aviva meter. And it's the only meter and strip combination manufactured in the USA. If you're over 65, have diabetes, and are on Medicare, call now and we'll send you a free meter. It offers alternate site testing, so you can test on your arm. No more pricking your fingers, so it's less painful.
It makes a big difference.
And to make it even less painful, the cost of your diabetes testing supplies may be covered by Medicare. Join over 1 million others who have chosen Liberty Medical. Call now and receive a free Accu-Check Aviva meter. Plus, for a limited time, get a free cookbook when you join.
Call 1-800-273-9135. 1-800-273-9135.
Dish Network claims they have the same TV as DirecTV. Come on. When it comes to sports, it's not even close. Regardless of what they tell you, Dish Network refuses to carry MLB Network, Yes Network, MLB Extra Innings, and that's just baseball. So don't be fooled by Dish. Hands down, DirecTV has the most sports programming and exclusive packages you just can't get on cable or Dish Network. When you compare, DirecTV wins every time.
It's time for the Toyota Text Bowl. Today's question is Frank Thomas a first ballot Hall of Famer? You can text your vote to 58772. Standard text messaging rates apply. 1 yes, 2 no. I would say yes.
I would say yes, and I know that some writers feel that nobody's going to get 100% of the vote.
Greg Maddux is definitely a first-timer, and he's eligible that year. Tom Glavine with 305 wins, also a first-timer. I guess you could debate Jeff Kent. Mike Messina is also going to be debated with 270 wins.
You know, all of these guys are reasonably good candidates. You know, it might be a tough year. Somebody might have to sit out who would normally make it if he was on there by himself.
The one thing, though, if you've got legitimate candidates, they can all get in because baseball, you're allowed to pick 10 people on your ballot. So you can get in. In football, there's a limit to how many people can get in for each class. The 2-1. There's a strike.
You think about it, though, we know that there are writers who don't feel anybody should get to, make it first time. I mean, Joe DiMaggio took him 5 times to get in. It's Joe DiMaggio. Man, what were people thinking about back then? Or the writers or the voters?
I don't understand how DiMaggio. And very, very odd. Look what Timms has done the last 4 games. Not first ballot Hall of Famer stuff, but impressive.
If it was a 4-game career, he might get in. Yeah, he's in.
That one's driven deep to left field. Maybe he is in. See ya. solo home run, Marcus Timms. Yankees up 1-0.
Marcus Timms hit a high pitch out of here last night. It was a high fastball. I don't think this is a fastball. Might have been a breaking ball, but it was upstairs. Yeah, it's way up there, right about eye level. And Marcus Timms proved that he could hit that last night. And he gets it up in the jet stream to left field. And gone.
Here's Curtis Granderson. Fouls it off.
You know, ordinarily Timms doesn't start against lefties, but the way he's been swinging the bat lately, I think Joe Girardi's finding some playing time for him.
That one is driven to center field. Rios turned the wrong way, then righted himself and retires Granderson for the first out.
Granderson hit the ball on the nose last night to center field, and Rios ran it down, and this one was hit pretty well. Looking for his first hit in his hometown on this trip. And he gets, you get those hang with them. You know, those really don't salve the wounds, you know?
No. Austin Kearns has had some hang with him on this road trip. He's 0 for 10, and that's following what was an 11-game hitting streak. Kearns hitting .275 with the Yankees. 2 homers and 6 runs batted in. Yankees very right-handed today. Obviously, Lance Berkman still on the DL. Mark Teixeira is out. So Austin Kearns playing against the righty.
Yeah, Teixeira was in the original lineup. I think Joe Girardi was hoping that the number 3 hitter could be in there today, but that bruised thumb kept him out once again.
And Teixeira said that he heard it diving for a ball on Friday night here at U.S. Cellular.
I think he's going for a pop-up, and said the ground's very hard here.
Count 3-1.
Let's go back to Friday. And there's the dive. That wasn't on a pop-up. It was a hard to hit the ball down the line that was actually foul.
3-1, foul back.
And last night, swinging the bat, and watch the way he's flexing the thumb after the swing.
And the 3-2. Chop toward first. Off the glove of Konerko. And Austin Kearns reaches. And they're going to give Konerko an error.
Somewhat of an in-between hop. But Konerko's usually pretty solid around first base. On this particular play, in and out of the glove. And Kearns is going to be safe. E3.
Now, we mentioned Lance Berkman. Berkman's going to be back with the Yankees on Wednesday. He's going to play with the Double-A team Monday and Tuesday. Try to get his swing back, recovering from that sprained ankle. So he'll be a welcome addition. Switch hitter off the bench, obviously starting some games. Here's Eduardo Nunez. Pitch outside. Nunez had such a great game last night. He picked up 3 hits, a walk, his first big league home run. And there it is. That came in the second inning, a 2-run shot. First big league stolen base.
Made some nice plays in the field. Good all-around game for Nunez last night.
Rounded up the middle, diving stop by Ramirez. There's one. There's two. What a double play by the White Sox. That is an outstanding 6-4-3 double play for the final 2 outs of the inning. Gavin Floyd has to like that. Why wouldn't he? We go to the bottom of the second.
The 2009 New York Yankees are world champions.
Yankees fans, you still have a chance to buy full season ticket plans to see the 27-time world champion New York Yankees at Yankee Stadium for the remainder of the 2010 season. Great locations are still available and include 2010 postseason options. For information, visit Yankees.com or call 718-293-6000. In 2010, come home to Yankee Stadium, the home of champions.
Here at the Ford Model Year-End Sales Event, everybody's got a story, even the sales reps. Take Kelly, for instance. Kelly likes to call herself an escapist, which is kind of funny because she never seems to leave the dealership. She's always here talking about great deals and sync technology and how the Escape can practically park itself. Look, Kelly loves her Escape and loves her job. I just wish she'd get out more.
Now, current competitive lessees can get a 2010 Escape for $189 a month, just $189.
So many stories, so little time. You really should drive one.
Get up, get moving.
Subway has breakfast.
And it's a slam dunk.
I like my breakfast sandwich with green peppers, onion, banana peppers, and mustard. I like eggs with Black Forest ham on wheat.
With everything.
I like a little kick. That's a good call.
I like mine with egg whites.
And?
A napkin.
Have you built your better breakfast? Now's the time. Try our better for you Western Egg White Muffin Melt or the delicious double bacon, egg, and cheese on toasty flatbread.
Subway, build your better breakfast.
What is performance? 0 to 60 or 60 to 0? Is performance about the joy of driving or the importance of surviving? To us, performance is not about doing one thing well. It is about doing everything well. Because in the end, everything matters. The best or nothing, that is what drives us. See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for exceptional offers on the C-Class.
Hey, it's time for the GE Capital Partner Play. Great partnerships are built on trust at GE Capital. We prove that every day.
Well, years ago, Isaac Ian was playing short for the White Sox, and he might have made a play or two like this one. Ramirez to Beckham to Konerko. Remember, the middle infield is a bunch towards the bag at second on double play balls, so they can get to the bag quickly, get out of there, turn double plays. You're supposed to try and hit the ball through the holes, not through the middle in double play situations. So the White Sox made that one pay off. Excellent play by Alexi Ramirez.
Here's Paul Konerko. Nova has himself a 1-0 lead thanks to Marcus Timms. And the count 0-1. White Sox went down in order against Nova in the first inning. It'll be Konerko, Jones, and Przinski here in the second. 4, 5, and 6.
Nova showed a good breaking ball in the first inning. He struck out Rios and he struck out Vizquel. Third in the American League in home runs. Paul Konerko had one here last night.
The 1-1. There's a strike. Konerko with 32 home runs and 92 runs batted in, 358 home runs total, tying Yogi on the all-time list. And the 2-2. Hit sharply to short. Jeter spins, fires, got him. Hot shot up the middle to the glove side of Jeter, and he hauled it in and made a strong throw to Swisher.
There it is. Part of playing shortstop or second base in particular, middle infielders, is being positioned correctly so you can come up with hot shots like that. And how you do it is the pitcher has to have relatively good control, throwing the ball where you expect it to be, where the catcher wants it. And sometimes the middle infielders will lean in that direction where they expect the ball to be hit. But if you have a pitcher who's all over the place, leaning one way or the other is really not going to help.
And the 1-0. There's a strike, 1-1.
Nova's consistently been over 95 with his fastball.
Grounded to third. Nunez deep from third. Fires. And a nice stretch into the runner by Swisher for the second out.
Oh, he talked about Nunez. I think you mentioned that. Said he had the strongest arm in
AAA.
In AAA, and he shows it off here. That's about as far as you can get from first base in the infield. And he throws it all the way across in time to get Andrew Jones. We're talking about how well the White Sox have been hitting, and this is a good test for Nova today. Over a 50-game stretch, the White Sox are hitting an even 300 as a team. So that means everybody's contributing, including Brzezinski, who's hitting over 400 in his last 12 games. There's Greg Walker, the hitting coach. On the south side of Chicago, he might be the baddest man in town. Look out. Brzezinski with a quick stare out to the mound at Nova after this pitch. Nova's going to put him in the spin cycle. Up and in.
Well, the White Sox must have a scouting report that he doesn't throw strikes because every White Sox hitter has taken the first strike.
Or maybe they're just trying to get a look at him. They don't know him that well.
And the 3-2. Hot shot up the middle. It's a base hit right over the second base bag into center field. So that's the first base runner for the White Sox. A.J. Brzezinski's 2-out single.
Yeah, Brzezinski's now 21 for his last 49, and it's over 420. Now watch the reaction of Brzezinski after he gets his base hit here. Gives Nova a quick glance. It's all part of the game.
Here's Alexei Ramirez. And there's a strike, another called strike. Trying to work the count, and it's not working because he's throwing strikes. Count 0-2.
In a way, when you start taking pitches, you're trying to force the pitch count up. Maybe, get a look at his fastball, see what it looks like firsthand. But Nova's doing a pretty good job of throwing strikes, and this is just his 29th pitch coming up. So if you can get out of this inning with, say, 30 pitches, he's hanging in there.
The 0-2. Still 0-2. Joe Girardi doesn't want to put pressure on Nova, and he didn't really present it to him this way. But the rotation is going to be reevaluated at the end of this game. Now, I would think the Yankees would be hard-pressed to lift Nova out of the rotation if he gives them a good start. A.J. Burnett, his next turnaround is a little in doubt the way he's pitched of late. If Nova pitches well, you never know. The 0-2. Still 0-2.
Yeah, before we left the hotel this morning, I was talking with Dave Island, the Yankee pitching coach, and he feels that A.J. Burnett has still got some good pitching left in him. It's just a matter of him getting it. He just seems to be lost right now, and his confidence is shot. So somewhere along the line, he hopes he can get back to the way he was pitching early in the season. I mean, he looked like he was going to be lights out and have a great year.
The 0-2. 1-2. Swing and a miss. He gets Ramirez on the changeup for the final out of the second. 3 strikeouts for Nova through 2. And the Yankees lead 1-0 as we head to the third.
See you, buddy. Pardon me. These vets must be here for the parade.
Would you look at that? Hey, and to have a designer's name all over your luggage. What is that?
Excuse me, sir. Whose name is on your duffel bag?
My name, Connor Bryant.
Now that's deserving a piece of the High Life.
Miller High Life is saluting vets of Iraq and Afghanistan. Now, for every bottle cap return, 10 cents will be donated to help give vets a piece of the High Life.
I'm a good son, dependable. I call my mom every week. I even bought her a computer with my new City Forward card. Then one day,
have you seen this?
She friended me.
Oh, there's a whole album.
And started posting pictures and tagging me publicly.
You ought to be rewarded for being dependable. The City Forward card gives you extra points for paying your bill on time and staying within your credit limit. What's your story? The City Forward card can help you write it.
What are we doing?
The Wave.
Oh, why?
This is what they do at games. And IOTV carries every HD game for all 9 New York sports teams. And it's baseball season.
I love baseball. Oh, touchdown!
Catch every HD game of all 9 New York sports teams. With incredible HD picture and sound, IOTV brings you the best HD experience free.
I've had 4 Toyotas. My family has had 9, 10, 11 Toyotas. And I think at one point we had up to 15. It's just been an incredible value.
While the value of a Toyota may last, the amazing deals and great selection won't during Toyota's National Clearance Event. And now at your Toyota dealer, you can lease a new 2010 RAV4 for just $179 a month, or choose the 2010 Highlander. You can lease one today for just $259 a month. Toyota, value to move you forward.
Well, let's look at the upcoming schedule brought to you by Accel Express. Enjoy the journey. Yankees are coming home for the longest homestand of the year. Take a look at that. 4 games against Oakland. Yankees have 5 straight 105 games. In fact, they have 6 out of 7, which is incredible. Then Thursday's an off day on the 9th, and then they head on a long road trip after that.
You'll have some nice dinners those nights, Mike.
I guess so.
Yeah. Feel like you're working Cub games. I think the Cubs still have a limit on the number of night games they can play. The neighborhood that the Wrigley Field is in, they have to deal with the people in the neighborhood. They've promised them that they wouldn't go over a certain amount of night games every year. So the community association is pretty strong on the north side.
Count says on the board 2-0, but it's 3-0. The umpire just flashes that. So 3-0 to Cervelli, leading off the third. And there's a strike. Cervelli's average has dipped to 240. There's a base hit inside first and down the right field line. Cervelli rounds first. He's going to go to second. Jones comes up throwing, gets the ball into Beckham. It's a leadoff double for the Yankee catcher.
See where the pitch is to Cervelli. They just want to strike. And Cervelli gets one. I'd say that's on the outer third of the plate. So he goes with it just inside the bag down the first base side. Not a chance for Konerko. And Andrew Jones plays it pretty well off the carom, gets it back in. Cervelli has a double. Let's see what Gardner does in his at bat. White Sox are expecting the bunt. Ovar the scalp well in on the grass at third. Konerko even with the bag at first. You know, if Gardner gets down a pretty good bunt, he has a possibility of beating it out, let alone getting a sacrifice here.
There's a strike.
Not thinking bunt.
There's a bunt. He bunts with one strike, and he doesn't bunt the first pitch. So now he's down in the count 0-2.
You're saying he should take two chances.
Really?
Yeah.
Hot shot up the middle. It's a base hit. Cervelli rounds third. They're sending him home. He will score. It's an RBI single for Gardner, and the Yankees lead 2-0.
Well, maybe it's a good thing he didn't get the bunt down. He drives in a run with speed at first now, a chance to steal the bag. Let's see what the pitch is. Whatever it was, it gave Gardner a chance to hit the ball to the right side. It was a breaking ball. And you know what? I don't agree with that. You throw something hard to make him hit the ball the other way. Gardner more apt to hit the ball to the left side if you throw him a hard pitch. You throw him a breaking ball, he can pull it. He hit it on the ground, got it through the middle into center field. Even if it didn't get through, it would have gotten Cervelli to third base. So the Yankees get a bonus. And now Gardner could steal second. Gardner with 36 steals on the year. He's been caught only 7 times. So he's one of those guys that a walk or a base hit can turn into a runner at second base in a hurry, and Floyd knows it. As I'm looking at the White Sox in the infield, and Jeter's kind of staring around. If Gardner goes, I'm looking now, I think Ramirez is going to be the one to cover. This would be a good pitch to send him. 2 balls and no strikes. You got the pitcher in the hole where he just about has to throw a strike. Robbie Thompson flashing the signs for Derek Jeter as Brzezinski's out to talk to Gavin Floyd. And if you Jeter and pull the ball through the shortstop hole, I think Ramirez is the one that's going to cover. The Yankees could be in business, runners at first and third, and nobody out. Keep the pressure on.
Line drive right at the second baseman. With the runner going, it's an easy double play. Well, sometimes when you try to put pressure, it backfires, and that time it did, as Jeter hit the ball squarely but right at Beckham.
Now, if you look at the play, look who's going to cover. Just as I thought, it's Ramirez is going to cover, but Jeter hits the ball the wrong side of the field. If he hit it to the other side, it's wide open and an easy double play. He hit it on the nose, but it was the shortstop that covered. And just looking at the way Beckham was stationed out at second, you could almost tell it was going to be Ramirez who covered second.
Pitch is high to Swisher. Popped up. Vizquel with the wind taking it will make the play for the final out of the third. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left. We go to the bottom of the third. It's 2-0 Yanks.
The 2009 New York Yankees are world champions.
Come out to Yankee Stadium to see the 27-time world champion New York Yankees in action. Bring your clients, employees, or business associates out to the stadium for a corporate outing and enjoy Yankees baseball in a private game day suite or in one of our great group locations. Visit Yankees.com, call 646-977-8900, or email suites@yankees.com. In 2010, come home to Yankee Stadium, the home of champions.
Like summer, it's here, but not forever. The Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Lease the 2010 ES350 for $379 a month for 36 months with $40.78 due at signing. See your Lexus dealer.
Good news, sir. I just got an email from the office, and word is people really love our claim service, especially the Auto Repair Express. Repairs are fast and they're guaranteed for as long as you own your car.
Hey, that's great. Is this your phone?
Yeah, of course.
But where do you put... I mean, how do you carry...
Here you go.
Thanks.
No, I got it, sir.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
No oil has flowed into the Gulf for weeks, but it's just the beginning of our work. I'm Iris Cross. BP has taken full responsibility for the cleanup in the Gulf, and that includes keeping you informed. My job is to listen to the shrimpers and fishermen, hotel and restaurant workers, and find ways to help. I was born in New Orleans. My family still lives here. BP is going to be here until the oil is gone, and the people and businesses are back to normal. Until we make this right.
Like summer, it's here, but not forever. The Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Lease the 2010 RX 350 for $449 a month for 36 months with $41.48 due at signing. See your Lexus dealer.
Yankees lead 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the third. We go downstairs to the field. Kimberly Jones is there. And Kim, what's the latest news on Andy Pettitte?
Michael, I'm glad you asked because it is good news on Andy Pettitte, who threw a bullpen this morning here at the ballpark just after 10:30 Central Time, as you see the video right now. And Andy threw 35 pitches, and he felt great. Michael, as you'll recall on Friday, Andy told you his arm on a scale of 1 to 10 was a 4. I asked him the same question today. It was a 9. That's how good Andy Pettitte felt. His legs felt good. He was able to throw his breaking stuff. I also asked him how close to a normal bullpen this was for him. He said the last 20 pitches of the 35 he threw were normal. That is very encouraging news. He said he was really able to get after it. So all good news from Andy. Joe Girardi also saying he was very encouraged. You're wondering what's next? Well, here it is. Andy will throw another bullpen Tuesday or Wednesday. That'll be back at Yankee Stadium, of course. Maybe some hitters will stand in. Andy said he would like it if they would. That will help him further gauge his progress. Andy also told us that in a perfect world going forward, he could be back in 2 weeks. Joe Girardi agreed with that timeline. So, Michael, for the first time, we've heard mid-September, but for the first time, we can put a loose timeline on Andy Pettitte 2 weeks from today, September 12th. Joe Girardi says he'd like that very much.
Well, I'll tell you what, Kim, Kenny and I are listening to what you're saying, and we heard you on the pregame as well. That is really, really, as Tien goes down swinging and Cervelli will get the angle. So the put out 2-3, that's really optimistic to see him back in 2 weeks.
And Andy said that, Michael. He said that would be the absolute earliest, but is it very good news that he's willing to put that kind of a timeline on it in a perfect world? I can also tell you, reading Andy Pettit's body language, this is as good as he's felt in an awfully long time. Joe Girardi also smiling after he talked to Andy. He said he wanted to look into Andy's eyes. He did that. He liked what he saw.
So if he's back in 2 weeks, Kim, I would say that the first time he pitches, he's probably going to be on a 75 pitch count. And then if the Yankees make the playoffs and he's in the playoffs rotation, which of course he would be, then you have a full-fledged pitcher. So it behooves them to get him back sooner rather than later.
Absolutely. Joe's saying, hey, we're not going to expect 100 pitches from him the first time we put him out there. And Andy, as you'll recall from my report Friday, Michael, Andy admits he is sacrificing some conditioning right now. He feels like he's a little bit out of shape because he is not running, he is not sprinting. That is where he believes he ran into trouble a couple weeks ago when he did have a setback. So right now he's concentrating on pitching, knowing he might sacrifice some stamina when he does return. But as he says, at least when he returns, he'll be on the mound doing what he wants to be able to do to help this team.
You know, it's funny, Kim, one man's out of shape is another man's, you know. I mean, I wish I was out of shape like Andy. It wasn't like he was shoveling down Giordano's deep dish pizza this weekend.
Yeah, like someone we know.
Beckham slashes one inside first, and he's going to be held to a single as the ball is fired in by Kearns. Now, during your pregame show, Kim, somehow you kept it all together as they had that Frank Thomas ceremony on the field, blaringly loud. It was extraordinarily hot. Tell me about it, Kim. Share with us how good that was.
They love them some Frank Thomas here in Chicago. It's bobblehead day. He is now enshrined on the outfield wall along with some other White Sox greats, although Ozzie Guillen says he's the greatest of the greats. Certainly the greatest hitter. Ozzie, a former teammate and manager of Frank Thomas. Frank Thomas basked in the glory of a long, loud ceremony, and one of the players clapping from the get-go was Nick Swisher. He and Thomas were teammates in '06 with the Oakland A's. Swisher's told me, I love the guy. He said, I rode his coattails that entire season. They had a lot of fun, but they also took early hitting together, just the two of them, almost every day of that season. I said, what'd you learn most from Frank Thomas? Surprisingly, perhaps, Michael, he said about the confidence it takes to succeed as a major leaguer, and Frank Thomas knows all about that.
Juan Pierre with a 1-0 count, and the pitch from Nova is high. Kim, I'm just wondering, is it really hot down there?
It's not nearly as bad as it's been. I know that surprises and disappoints you, but I mean that I mean that with all sincerity. It's a little bit of wind here in the Windy City. It feels good, and yeah, I'm actually not complaining about it. But one more thing on Frank Thomas, and I know it's our text poll if he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. First of all, Ozzie says absolutely yes. That's no surprise. But one thing to consider, Michael, not only his entire resume and his great numbers, he was an early and consistent advocate of drug testing. That will play very, very well with the voters when they consider him for the Hall of Fame.
That's a great point, Kim. And he's never fallen under any cloud of suspicion at all being involved with that. He was just a very big man, so maybe it will help the voters as well.
Michael, can I give you one more on Ozzie briefly?
Please.
Ozzie says someday as a manager, honored as a manager, he would like to join Thomas and the gang out on that outfield wall. He says, I'd like it to be before I die, so it better be soon. He laughed when he said that, but it was a great line. He also said he'd hate for his wife and 3 sons to be out there watching it by themselves. He'd like to be here for that moment. That would be quite a celebration if that ever happens here in Chicago.
I'd just like to hear the speech.
Yes.
All right, Kim, come back upstairs, please.
You got it, Michael. Thank you.
All right, we'll see Kim on the post game as well. I mean, not many people, Kenny, would have the guts to want to say, yeah, I want my number retired. I mean, only Ozzie would say that and get away with it. Others would say, well, what an ego to say that, but he wants his number retired.
Well, he's won a World Series here. He also said, I better get busy and win a few more. He did say that. As far as Nick Swisher hanging out with Frank Thomas, you know, one thing they have in common, I mean, Frank Thomas was one of the most disciplined hitters that you ever want to see. And Nick Swisher falls in that category as well.
Strike 3. Pierre down looking. Hey, Nova looks good.
Hey, we're not out of the 3rd inning yet. He's got 5 strikeouts. Let's see where this pitch. You see the target is low and away, and you know what? It had some downward movement to it, and Pierre is called out on strikes. He's thinking the pitch is high. All right, now this is the second time through for Nova. These White Sox hitters have seen him.
Well, Nova's gotten 12 called strikes, at least one to every hitter in the White Sox lineup. So maybe they take a different approach the second time through and start hacking.
Yeah, because that's what they've been doing best lately.
And Cirelli has a talk with Nova. Really worked to keep Beckham close.
We were talking about Frank Thomas, first ballot Hall of Famer. Now we've got a possibility of a possible Hall of Famer in the booth. In the booth, yeah, I wish. At the plate right now.
Oh, what a bunt! But Nova quickly off the mound fires and gets him. That's a nice play by Nova, and that'll do it for the White Sox in the third. No runs a hit, no errors, and one man left on base. We go to the fourth here at the Cell. It's 2-0 Yankees over the Sox.
Presenting the Cadillac Summer's Best Sales Event. A fantastic opportunity to get 0% APR financing on every new 2010 Cadillac model, like the CTS Sports Sedan, the most acclaimed vehicle in its class, and a Car and Driver 10 Best 3 years in a row, or the all-new Cadillac SRX Luxury Crossover, and even the most acclaimed luxury SUV ever, the Cadillac Escalade. Summer brings out the best in all of us. Visit your Tri-State Cadillac dealer or CadillacTristate.com for this attractive offer.
Diabetes scared me to death. There's so much to learn. I just shut down. But Liberty walked me through it all. Like when I test at night or after I eat. Makes a big difference.
When it comes to your diabetes supplies, quality and reliability are important. That's why Liberty offers the Accu-Check Aviva meter. And it's the only meter and strip combination manufactured in the USA. If you're over 65, have diabetes, and are on Medicare, call now and we'll send you a free meter. It offers alternate site testing, so you can test on your arm. No more pricking your fingers, so it's less painful.
It makes a big difference.
And to make it even less painful, the cost of your diabetes testing supplies may be covered by Medicare. Join over 1 million others who have chosen Liberty Medical. Call now and receive a free Accu-Check Aviva meter. Plus, for a limited time, get a free cookbook when you join.
Call 1-800-273-9135. 1-800-273-9135.
He's amazing. He's stylish, modern, creative. Nate's ideas are easy to translate.
I threw away my mom jeans because of him.
She did.
Now you can redesign your weekdays with Nate.
It's Nate. It's Nate. He inspires me to want what I've got, love what I've got, and make the most of my life. He makes you feel like you're worth it. Let's just say it. He's hot. Hot. Hot.
The Nate Berkus Show. Life by design. Coming to your local NBC station weekdays this fall.
It's time for the New York State Smokers Quit Line Quiz. Before Nick Swisher, who was the last player to homer in 4 straight games against the White Sox. I've got to recuse myself from this because I saw it on the notes.
It's right on top.
I know. It's got yellow marker, too. So I can't say a word. And then there's the rules about guessing anyway. Here's Robinson Cano. That one is driven to right field. Backing up is Jones, and he'll put it away. 1 pitch, 1 out. Hey, Kenny, how about Nova? He looks good.
You know what? I've been impressed. He's got a better breaking ball than he had in Toronto. He's thrown a few changeups up there, got a few swings and misses. And his fastball has been consistently over 95. So that, and you know what? He looks very comfortable. So far, You know, the scouting report is right. Chicago is his type of talent.
Do you realize, Kenny, that the Yankees are the only big league team that has not had a victory by a rookie pitcher this year? The last win by a rookie for the Yankees was September 9th of last year by Jonathan Albaladeo. And their last win by a rookie starter was exactly 1 year earlier than that, Alfredo Aceves, September 9th of 2008.
And that was probably an emergency start.
Yeah. And the Yankees have always been a veteran-laden ball club, and you know, a couple of years ago when they had the three rookies in the rotation, it didn't work out. That's why they went out and they got A.J. Burnett and C.C. Sabathia.
Speaking of Aceves, he might be making his way back to the Yankees after the rosters expand here. He's been throwing some innings in the minor leagues.
The only problem, Kenny, is they've been ineffective innings so far. And Joe Girardi was asked, are they ineffective because of his health, or are they just ineffective? He said, you know what? I'm not getting reports that his back is hurting. He said, but until I see him, I don't know why he's ineffective.
Yeah, but doesn't he have to be on the roster by September 1st to be eligible for the
as long as if he's on the DL.
Yeah, okay.
Because then they have maneuverability with injured players.
Yeah,
so he doesn't have to be back by September 1st.
Gotcha.
The 3-2. Inside, and Marcus Timms walks. Why not walk him? Oh, he does hit the ball out of the park. 2 yesterday and a home run in the second today.
And he hit 2 home runs in Toronto.
Let's take a look.
All right. He's having his personal home run derby. That's 2 last night. So far, he's in the lead. And this is the one today. And I mentioned the 2 in Toronto. All of them about the same area.
Here's Curtis Granderson. Mom and dad are in the stands. He's from Chicago. He wants a hit. There's Curtis Sr. and Mary, and we talked to them last night. Kimberly Jones grilled both of them. Probably ruined their whole game experience, but Mom answered. Looked like she wanted to take Kim's job. Very verbal. The 1-0. Dad was very quiet, though, Kenny. He was very chill.
You know what? I know where he's coming from.
Is that how it is in the Singleton household?
I'm not saying all the time. But you got to know when to pipe down.
Suzanne's a good speaker.
Yeah.
That's Kenny's wife. Yeah. Granderson hit a ball well to center field, run down by Alex Rios in the second. Floyd has thrown 57 pitches. Long set. The 2-1. There's a Chicago hit for Curtis Granderson. Mom and dad are going to be happy.
First hit since he's been in town. You know, it's funny you mention that because the other day my wife said to me, do I talk too much? What are you supposed to say?
You can't win.
Yeah. I had no answer.
Watching that ground ball get through. Yep.
There they go.
And Mom's got the I Love New York shirt on. And Don Cooper quickly out to talk to Gavin Floyd.
Floyd's had base runners in every inning.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. Here's Austin Kearns. He reached on an error by Konerko in the second, so he is 0 for 11 on this road trip. First and second, 1 out. Yankees up 2-0. Pitch outside. You ever see that that Geico commercial with Abe Lincoln? It's one of the great commercials of all time. You know, you talk about when your wife asks you a question that you can't answer, and
she asks about her dress.
This is my, you know, does it make me look fat?
My derriere, this dress.
And he's like agonizing. He's honest, Dave. Maybe a little, and she storms off. You can't answer that question the right way.
You just got to say, I got something else to do. Come on, Abe. Oh, you'll be there one day.
Count 2-1.
I mean, you know, unanswerable question. You'll get it.
Third straight sellout. Yankees and the White Sox. Packing them in here at the ballpark. Grounded to Vizquel. Goes to second one. On to first. Turned nicely. Beckham really with a quick pivot and got over the sliding Granderson. No runs, a hit, and one man left. Third double play turned by the White Sox as we go to the bottom of the fourth.
Sure, some of our customers have switched to WB Mason. But these guys, they're loyal. They love our coffee here.
Hey, that's one of our pots.
So's this.
And this.
Sorry, guys, we switched to WB Mason.
Yeah, we love our Green Mountain K-Cups.
All the gourmet flavors.
And WB delivers every day.
WB Mason strikes again.
But it does make a nice fishbowl.
Who but WB Mason?
Good thing those tubes you're wearing are super light, Jeremy Shockey. Wouldn't want you to overwork those scrawny little legs, now would we? Shockey, you got nothing.
Oh, I own you.
Ooh. And infinity. Take that, glutes. How's it feel to fail?
It's the end of the model year, and Nissan's laying it all on the line with bottom line offers on quality, safety, and value. Nissan's bottom line sales event. Get to a Nissan dealer now for a $199 per month lease on Altima or Rogue, plus $500 bonus cash. Hurry, this event ends soon. And that's the bottom line.
Every cigarette is doing you damage. This is part of an aorta, the main artery from the heart. Smoking makes artery walls sticky and collect dangerous fatty deposits. This much was found stuck to the aortal wall of a smoker aged 32. Every cigarette is doing you damage. For help quitting, including free nicotine patches, call 1-866-NY-QUITS.
It's time for the answer to the New York State Smokers Quit Line quiz. Now, before Nick Swisher, who was the last player to homer in 4 straight games against the White Sox. And the answer is it actually could be a guy who could be a White Sox player by Tuesday. It's Manny Ramirez, who did it between 04 and 05. That's still ongoing, the discussions with the Dodgers. Here's Alex Rios, struck out in the first inning against Nova. Breaking ball inside. Joe Girardi was telling me the thing that impressed him about Nova on Monday is he didn't scare. He said he got into that trouble in the first inning and he did not scare. He said some rookies would unravel, let the game get out of hand. He didn't do that. And also the altercation with Bautista, he said he walked right toward him. He said, not that I condone that. He said, but what I'm saying is that after it happened, he was not unnerved. And he also defended Nova. He said, if you're going to pitch Bautista, you can't make him feel comfortable. He said that ball was up, it was not in. He said, if you look at the replay, it was up, it was not in. The 2-1. Driven out to right field. Long run for Kearns. And it makes the seats.
You know, one thing about Nova, he brings a presence to the mound anyway. We're going to take a look at the pitch from Nova to Bautista. But Nova's a pretty big guy. He's got to be about 6'5". And there's the pitch over the umpire's left shoulder. That's Jerry Meals, the umpire, who gave Nova a warning. And Bautista wanted to give him even more of a warning. Now, one reason I thought that there was not going to be any fisticuffs during that, because Bautista held the bat the whole time. To me, he knows that if you're looking for a hitter to get out of the pitch, he's going to drop the bat and then go. But the whole time he held the bat, so I didn't think there was anything that was going to happen. Because if you take a bat out to the mound, you're going to miss a year maybe.
There's a ground ball to short. Jeter's there. Rio's not running very hard to first base, and there's one away.
You understand what I mean, Michael? You're going away for a little while. You're going to be suspended. Looks like Rios is limping somewhat as he comes back to the dugout on his left leg.
He was jogging to first base.
Here's the ground ball to short. I think he has a problem with his left leg because Rios is. We mentioned the first game that he hustled down the line, and he's got good speed.
Konerko takes a strike. Throwing that breaking ball a lot.
Throwing it over the plate too, and it's not the hanger that he threw Bautista in Toronto. I mean, Nova came to the big leagues, and he earned it this year in AAA, 12-3 with a 2.86 earned run average. It's not like the Yankees were looking for someone just to, fill a start. I mean, he earned his way to the big leagues this year. Was among the league leaders in innings pitched, up there in strikeouts.
Konerko with 32 homers, 10 behind the aforementioned Bautista. Pitch outside. The only White Sox player ever to hit more home runs than Konerko, Frank Thomas. Thomas 448 with the White Sox and Konerko 351. Konerko's 358 overall. That one is drilled to left field. Gardner's going to play it on a hop. So 1 out single. Well, today, after the postgame, don't miss an all-new WB Mason presents the Joe Girardi Show as the skipper recaps his tough road trip and looks ahead to next week's homestand. Then afterward, it's another episode of the Emmy Award-winning Yankees on Deck presented by Tops Attacks. It's all coming up today after the postgame, only on Yes. Here's Andrew Jones. Mentioned that Andrew Jones, yesterday we mentioned 10 gold gloves. Can you tell me the only other outfielders that have won 10 or more gold gloves? Can you do that, Kenny?
I know 2 of them.
Okay.
Willie Mays.
That's always your answer to everything, isn't it?
That's always number 1. Roberto Clemente.
Okay.
And Griffey Jr.
There's one more.
There is.
There's one more. Ooh. That one is drilled to left field. Gardner will make the play.
One more.
American Leaguer.
Al Kaline?
Outstanding, yeah.
Yeah.
Al Kaline.
He's a great outfielder. I used to watch all those guys when I was a kid. American League gave it away, though. Here's Gardner, who might have a, way he's been throwing out people and the range that he shows in left field. Who knows? But the one thing about all those guys, too, they really hit. I mean, all of them.
And they all have very good arms. Brzezinski rips one into center. Granderson will make the play right on the warning track for the final out of the 4th inning. So the last 2 batters, the first White Sox hitters that actually swung at the first pitch. White Sox strand 1.
When you put everything you've got into it, have the accolades to prove it, the only thing left to do is share it. The Ram Tint Event. Drive one without a payment for 60 days. And if it doesn't do everything you ask it to do, bring it back. Ram.
Or in lieu of 60-day offers, get 0% financing for 60 months, plus $1,000 bonus cash on Ram 1500.
The 14-piece Fan Feast at KFC. 14 original recipe or grilled drumsticks and thighs, 2 large mashed potatoes and gravy, large coleslaw, and 6 biscuits, just $19.99. Feed 6 for less than $3.50 each, with enough for leftovers. The 14-piece Fan Feast, just $19.99 at KFC.
Audi retains its value better than any other German luxury brand. Experience the summer of Audi by September 6th and get over 130 channels of Sirius satellite radio for 3 months at no charge.
Hi, everyone. Bob Lorenz with your Audi update. Let's check the National League Central Division leading Reds against the Cubs, all tied at 3, bottom of the 6th. And Jay Bruce, a towering shot to right center off Casey Coleman, leading off the inning with his 17th home run of the season. The Reds have since tacked on another. Now up 5-3 in the top of the 8th. They're up by 4 in the Central.
We go to the 5th inning. It's been Yankees and Nova, 2-0. And it's the type of day you have to stay cool. And Steve Donahue is doing the due diligence with the ammonia-soaked towel, trying to cool off Austin Kearns. Eduardo Nunez takes pitch outside, 1-0.
Double plays have really helped Gavin Floyd. He's gotten one in each of the last 3 innings to help get him out of trouble. Yankees have had base runners in every inning.
Popped up right field. Andrew Jones will put it away for the first out.
Doesn't Gavin Floyd kind of remind you of a younger Kurt Schilling? Just his body shape on the mound and the height, the way he throws the ball. You don't see it?
You know what? I really don't. I mean, I could be totally off. I don't see it.
The way he sets himself on the mound to take the sign. That reminds me of Schilling right there. Holding the glove right in front of the mouth.
I can see that.
All right. Maybe that's my fault right there.
No blood on the sock.
No, I can't see the sock.
Pitch outside. Fouled away. Last time up, Cervelli singled inside, doubled inside first. He had been 1 for 6 on this road trip. Yesterday, Posada caught, and he had 2 walks and 2 doubles. 2 for 3, struck out his other time up. Bunted toward third. Vizquel fields, fires, and a bunt single for Cervelli. Time for another look at today's Toyota text poll. Once again, the question, which we think is an easy one, is Frank Thomas a first ballot Hall of Famer? You've been texting us at 58772. I'm surprised that 29% say no, but overwhelmingly 71% say yes. So 29% say 500 plus home runs don't get you in.
That's going to be a strong class of candidates.
Here's Gardner, RBI single his last time up. Pitch inside.
That's Cervelli. Nice bunt on Vizquel.
It's a nice bunt.
Yeah. Has himself a multi-hit game.
He has struggled last couple of months, so 2 for 2. He has to feel pretty good about things. Fouled up the first base line.
Cervelli walking back to first base and doing what he should be doing. Looking across the diamond to Robbie Thompson. That's the time to look for the sign, not when you get all the way back to first. That gives Thompson a chance to give it for everybody. There you go. So just taking a glance. Nice day for a walk here in Chicago anyway.
Going to the ballpark today. So many people out by the lake. It's an amazing city. People love to walk around. There's so many tourists and very clean and just a great place to enjoy life, I guess.
Yeah, all the boats in Lake Michigan, all the sailboats, and better enjoy it now. Winter's coming.
Cervelli goes. Dank steps off, fires to second. They get him.
This is going to go as a caught stealing. Cervelli makes his move too soon. And there is a throw to second. And he is out. 1-6. Give Floyd a little credit. He held on to the ball a little bit longer that time. Cervelli thought he had it measured. Easy out at second base.
Count 2-1 on Gardner. Gardner struck out in the first and then drove in a run with a single center in the third.
You know, I don't know if that was going to be a straight steal or if it was going to be a hit and run. If it's a hit and run, you're not so much worried about the jump because you're relying on the hitter to make contact with the pitch and protect you.
And another full count with Brett Gardner at the plate. 22% of his at-bats are full counts. And he walks. Ken, I had to tell you this one quick story. You know, the tall ships are in Chicago.
They are?
Yep. So I was walking by the waterfront, and there was a woman there in a booth, and it said $15 to look at the tall ships, $25 to board the tall ship, and $55 to take a boat around the tall ship. So I said to the lady, I said, I'm looking at the tall ship right now. She goes, yeah. I said, well, why would I pay you $15 for that? And she didn't really have an answer. No, I looked at it for free. Makes sense, right? I can see it. What am I paying you for?
How would I know they were here?
That's right. I wouldn't have come by.
Yeah, exactly. So how tall were they?
They were tall.
Yeah.
They were like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar tall. That one gets away from Przinski as Gardner will advance to second. They score that a wild pitch.
And wild it was in the dirt. Przinski off the heel of the glove. Then on back to the screen. I really like Michigan Avenue. I mean,
great.
It's one of the best streets in America.
The 1-0. Although you could start at the lake at Michigan Avenue, you could start a wealthy man, and by the time you get to the Chicago Tribune building,
you'd be in a barrel.
Yeah. What do they call it? Magnificent Mile?
Yeah.
right in on the hands of Jeter. Foul back into the seats. One-two, swing and a miss, and Jeter down on strikes. His tough road trip continues. 0 for 3 today, 2 for 22 on the trip. One man left for the Yankees. We're halfway through. The Yankees are up by 2.
Want to learn about Hyundai's quality? Ask an expert. Want to find out about our prices? Let everyday drivers tell you. Uncensored.
This car is awesome. Good price, too.
The price point is phenomenal.
The price is wonderful.
On all of their cars.
Perfect.
And you wanted a Honda.
Great cars, great prices. Of course, the Accent also comes with Hyundai Assurance, including America's best warranty.
Get special financing plus $2,000 bonus cash on the Hyundai Accent. Only at your Hyundai dealer.
It may be hard to believe, but just weeks ago, Janet Rydell was in need of a taste intervention.
I can explain.
We found this in the glove compartment.
I've never done spray cheese.
Really?
Okay, fine, but it's not like I'm ordering Chinese takeout every day. Ryan.
Every day, Miss Janet, every day. Honey, try Sabra hummus. It's fresh with herbs and spices from the Mediterranean.
If you know someone in need of a taste intervention, give them delicious, authentic Sabra hummus.
Memories begin here. Memories of goals hitting the back of the net. Game-winning touchdowns. And of the first day of school. To help create new memories, we've given over $1 million to local sports this year and made our prices even better on the best brands in the world. Memories begin now. You gotta go to Moe's. Come in this week for our biggest back-to-school sale ever. Sale ends Thursday.
A's, Yankees. Coverage starts tomorrow at 6 with batting practice today.
Only on Yes.
Like to head back to that shower over there. Anyway, tomorrow's starting pitchers brought to you by Fios TV, Internet, and Phone. It's time for Fios. Trevor Cahill's having some year, 14-5, 2.43. He'll start for the A's tomorrow night against Dustin Mosley for the Yankees, 4-2, 4.53. If you're wondering when we start at 6 with the BP show. 6:30 is pregame. And then game time, right around 7:08, it'll be me, John Flaherty, and Constantino Martinez.
Wow, yeah. Three-man booth tomorrow night.
Hey, two men have to fill your seats.
The old Comiskey Park shower, that across the street at Old Comiskey, that shower was out in the bleachers.
Alexi Ramirez with a high fly ball to left field. The last 3 batters, Kenny, swing at the first pitch after everybody's taking pitches.
You know what? Now they've seen them. Now they're going for it.
And all 3 of those batters have made outs.
Yeah. Well, anyway, to get back to the shower, that used to be out there, and the fans on the real hot days, they pulled the lever, and a torrent of water would come down, cool you. Oh, well, they still do it. There you go.
Boy, we could use that today.
Well, it was when Harry Carey used to do games on the south side for the White Sox. He used to do games out in the bleachers. Well, what a character he was. So when you're sitting out in the bleachers at Yankee Stadium.
You know what? That has been an idea that I have tossed around for a while, and as far as I can tell, it has been permanently squelched. It's not going to happen.
No?
You'd have to talk to the powers that be. Not happening. Count 2-1. Tien struck out in the 3rd inning. Count 2-2. Before the game, when the Yankees were taking BP, it was so hot on the field. And A.J. Burnett got his, between start throws in.
I saw him in the bullpen.
Right, and we were actually walking through the clubhouse at the same time I was coming up here, and he was drenched. Strike 3, teeing down looking.
Backdoor breaking ball, and a good one. This is strikeout number 6 for Nova. Watching just dot and then drop right over the corner. And well spotted. Knee high outside corner. Call strike 3.
Anyway, A.J. Burnett then says, this is how it was the years I spent with the Marlins. He said, if I was starting a game that was going to begin at 7:05, I would go out there at 6:58. It would take 4 minutes, 6-7 pitches to get loose. He said it was unbelievable.
And probably there was a rain delay during the game.
Yep.
But was it 2012? That won't happen anymore. They're going to have their new stadium, retractable roof in South Florida. They've been trying for years.
The 1-2. Driven deep to left field. Going back, Gardner. He'll have to play it off the wall. Beckham has solved Nova twice. He's 2 for 2 after this 2-out double.
And in doing so, Beckham becomes the first White Sox hitter to get as far as second base today. And this one was right there. You see Cervelli reaching back towards the middle. Beckham has a single. And now a solid double. Didn't miss a home run by much. As Gardner gets to it quickly, holds Beckham at second base. Beckham, another one of the White Sox hitters. He's been on the roll for a long period of time. These guys can really hit.
Last 42 games coming into this game, Kenny, hitting .338. So he had been down at 205, and everybody was wondering, was last year the aberration as a rookie, but he's climbed the average up to respectability. He's over 250. Here's Juan Pierre. Upstairs with the fastball. Line drive, right field, and it falls in front of Kearns for a base hit. Here comes Beckham. He's in there ahead of the tag. An RBI single for Pierre. White Sox on the board. Yankees lead 2-1.
Well, Nova got the first 2 outs and then 2 solid hits for the Chicago White Sox. Good throw by Kearns. On the throw, Pierre stayed at first base. And you can see Beckham just ahead of the tag. Jeff Cox sends him. And he's in there easily. And now the Yankees lead is cut to 1. It's a 2-1 ball game. In the back door for Beckham.
Well, here's Pierre. Yankees have kept him from stealing bases, but he might go now. Yankees are thinking that in a quick throw by Nova and a quick tag by Swisher.
Well, you know, Pierre is well aware of the fact he was leaning. He hasn't stolen a base in this series, and you know, guys who lead the league usually don't go too many games without picking up a stolen base, or picking up 90 feet.
He's got 50 stolen bases, and that leads Major League Baseball. The lead base stealer in the National League, Michael Bourne of the Astros, has 44. The last time a White Sox player led the major leagues in stolen base, you have to go back to 1961 and Louis Aparicio.
Little Louis. He's on the wall out there.
And a strike.
There's the Hall of Fame shortstop. Pierre has a pretty good lead, pretty comfortable lead.
That's how the stolen bases stack up in the American League. Swisher scrambles after it. He's trying to make the tag before he had the ball.
Only been 2 players in history to steal 50 bases for 4 different teams, and Pierre is one of them. Yeah, Otis Nixon was the other.
I guess you're running from team to team.
We need a leadoff hitter.
There he goes. Throw to second. Stolen base number 51. Tying run now in scoring position.
But they had a chance at first, but it throws into dirt. Decent jump, maybe not the best of Pierre, but you can see his wheels. And Jeter, all he could do is to catch the ball, throws in the dirt from Savelli. And here comes Pierre into your picture. Juan Pierre is actually his first name. He's named after Hall of Famer Juan Marichal, pitcher.
Kenny said that Luis Aparicio's number is retired, and it's actually on the back of Omar Vizquel. He asked Aparicio permission to wear it to honor him when he signed with the White Sox, so it's actually on the wall and on a back. The only other time that happened was Harold Baines. For some reason, they traded Baines, and I guess they felt guilty about it, and they retired his number while he was still active. And on another team. 1-2. Did he go? Yes, he did. And that will do it, as Vizquel's now 0 for 3. But the White Sox get a run on 2 hits, 1 man left. Let's go to the 6th. 2-1 Yanks.
Easy is a key that you don't have to turn. Easy is a liftgate that doesn't require lifting. Easy is turning room for 4 into room for 7. Easy is a rear view in front of you. The engineers at GMC designed the 2010 Acadia to make it easy. Good news, it worked.
It's the GMC Summer Event. Get the best of the remaining 2010s and get an Acadia with 0% APR for 60 months or $2,000 cash back at your Tri-State Buick GMC dealer.
Attention diabetics on Medicare.
Hello, I'm John Fox. You may know that I'm a professional bass fisherman, but you may not know that I have diabetes. It's never slowed me down thanks to the good folks at Liberty Medical.
I've been a Liberty Medical patient for years, and I've relied on them for all my diabetic needs.
And if you call now, you'll receive a free meter.
It's easy to use with fast results. Even the shipping is free, and Medicare may cover the cost of your other supplies. Liberty Medical keeps you on track by delivering diabetic supplies right to your door.
They even take care of the paperwork, file your claims, and send you a free meter.
Call right now and they'll send you a free diabetic cookbook.
Diabetes doesn't have to slow you down. Join me and over 1 million people who trust Liberty Medical.
Call Liberty Medical at 1-866-277-2823.
Bob's a little PO'd. New family moved in down the block from San Fran, and they got an NFL Sunday ticket to watch them 49ers every week. But that's no excuse not to be neighborly. I brought him over a party platter this morning.
You're very tolerant, Lorraine.
Watch your favorite team wherever you live. Upgrade to NFL Sunday Ticket today.
That ship's not so tall. Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Resident Evil Afterlife in 3D in theaters September 10th. By J&R Music and Computer World, and by Subway Restaurant. Subway, where winners eat. That's not tall at all, kid. It's a little squat boat.
Yeah, but it's full.
And they're going to get doused. That's a Comiskey Park shower. Pitch to Nick Swisher is high. 2-1 Yankees. Pitchers duel between Gavin Floyd And Ivan Nova. 1-1. Oh, the boat backs up away from the water. Wow, that doesn't make sense. I actually took one of those tour boats around Chicago like maybe 10, 15 years ago. It was great. Really great. So if you're ever in Chicago, you should do it. It's tremendous. There's that shower.
You want Chicago River and the lake.
Swing and a miss. Swisher down on strikes.
Mentioned that Gavin Floyd's been pitching to a 2.29 since June. That's about the time the White Sox started hitting too, so that's a good combination. You got a pitcher who's throwing pretty well and the hitters supporting him. He's got a record of 9-10 coming into today.
Here's Cano. There's strike. Kenny, since June 9th, the White Sox are 45-25, and that is the best record in the major leagues during that time. Grounded foul. White Sox won on Friday night 9-4. Last night, Yankees won 12-9, and here we are in a pitcher's duel at 2-1 in favor of the Yanks.
Yeah, with the scores in the first two games, we went to either the hitters are tired or due for a good outing from the pitchers.
Check swing. Did he go? No, said Tim Timmons. See.
Shoulders turned, but I don't think the bat did.
Well, he held up.
Me too.
That must, I mean, Kenny, you've done it. That must really hurt to hold up. I mean, you have all that torque moving forward, and you just have to stop it dead.
What's the alternative? Walking back to the dugout?
You don't want to hurt your wrist.
Yeah, well, you got to stop it.
That time he just waves through. So 3 strikeouts in a row for Floyd. Let's take a look at the pitch by pitch in that at bat, brought to you by Suzuki Kizashi.
Robinson Cano taking all the way on the first one, right in there, breaking ball. He fouls it off, so he's in the hole right away. Checks. There it is. Too high. And then a good breaking ball from Gavin Floyd strikes him out. Cano couldn't hold up on the second one.
Pitch to Marcus Timms is low. Timms with a home run in the second, and then a walk in the fourth. We're in the top of the 6th inning. It's 2-1 Yanks. Grounded foul. The 0-1. Grounded to third. Vizquel. And that'll do it. A 1-2-3 inning for Gavin Floyd and the White Sox. So we go to the bottom of the 6th inning, moving right along here in Chicago. Yankees lead 2-1. Special ticket discounts and other exclusive fan club items. To join, call 1-800-GO-YANKS or log on to Yankees.com today. Alex Rios leads off against Ivan Nova. Pitch outside. Boone Logan warming in the bullpen for the Yankees. Foul back here.
Rios, a former #1 draft pick of the Toronto Blue Jays. Power and speed.
Grounded to short. Jeter. This time Rios is running hard, so I guess last time he didn't run well or just didn't feel like running. So there's one away. 7 strikeouts so far for Nova. Let's take a look at them.
Yeah, he's had a good afternoon with the strikeout pitches. There's a breaking ball. Look, a little cutter right there. Another breaking ball. Another one. Seems like he gets ahead with a fastball. That was a changeup for called strike 3. Another curveball for strike. There's a fastball that Vizquel couldn't check on, and he's gone. So good combination of pitches, mixing it up well this afternoon for Ivan Nova. Very impressive.
There's Paul Konerko. Crowd of 39,433 here at U.S. Cellular. It's the 9th sellout of the year, and all 3 games of this series sold out. I saw an unbelievable quote. Shows you how different teams do business differently, Kenny. Kenny Williams is the GM of the White Sox, and they like to add another bat. And if you add a bat, you're gonna have to add some money as well, unless you can get the other team to pick up most of the money. And he said, right now we're up against it payroll-wise. He said, so what we do every day is study our receipts from walk-up sales, and that will tell us whether or not we can afford to add another body.
All right. And here's my point about that. The walk-up sales in this series, maybe this series was just about sold out to begin with.
Right.
So there hasn't been much walk-up. I mean, the Yankees only come to Chicago 1 time for these 3 games this season. So I guess that would, they're primarily talking about the games for the rest of the little while here.
Yeah. And leading up to this series, they want to see how many people are into it and if they're willing to spend their money to come to the games, and that will be a decision that Jerry Reinsdorf and his partners decide to make, whether or not to add salary. That's the first walk issued by Nova. Right now, the White Sox are 4.5 games behind the Twins in the Central, the Tigers right on the fringes, the Royals, and then the Indians. Just doesn't seem as if the wild card's going to come out of anything but the East.
There's Dave Island on the phone. Boone Logan gets up in the bullpen, and that walk is just the hint of a red flag here. Nova's getting into the 6th inning now.
Andrew Jones, pitch outside.
7 strikeouts, certainly impressive. He's had at least 1 in every inning but the 4th.
Not only was that his first walk, Kenny, it was only his second 3-ball count of the day. He's thrown 87 pitches. Andrew Jones has 406 home runs. He's 46th on the all-time home run list. Next up is the Duke of Flatbush, Duke Snyder, with 407. He's 45th on the list. That one is driven to center field, but right at Granderson for the 2nd out.
Another thing that managers and pitching coaches watch for to see when a pitcher might be tiring is how the outs are being made by the other team. That ball was hit pretty well. The White Sox hit 2 balls hard last inning, and here comes Joe Girardi.
He wants to keep A.J. Przinsky in the ballpark, so he's going to call on the lefty Logan to face Przinsky. He does not want to risk Nova, who issued his first walk and then gave up that long, loud drive by Andrew Jones. So Nova did a good job in his 2nd big league start. 5 2/3 innings. Now it's up to the bullpen. Logan's first.
Experience the full performance and power of our thinnest and lightest 13-inch laptop ever. Introducing the Portage R700, intuitively built around the way you work. Just what you'd expect from the laptop expert. Learn more at laptops.toshiba.com.
J&R, New York's largest and top-rated technology superstore for cameras, computers, audio products, movies, music, housewares, TVs, video games, and more, is now proud to be the official consumer electronics retailer of the New York Yankees.
During the Honda clearance event, you can save on any Civic, the most durable, longest-lasting car in its class. These offers are the only thing from Honda that won't last.
It's called the knock.
A new chapter has been written at pinstripebible.com. Its all-new design, frequent daily updates, and enhanced user commenting system make it a must-read for every Bronx Bombers fan. Make yourself well-versed in everything Yankees at the new pinstripebible.com.
Make a statement without leaving a mark. The new fingerprint-resistant Fusion X2 finish. An intuitive blend of style and substance. Just what you'd expect from the laptop expert. Visit laptops.toshiba.com.
Tonight, on an all-new WB Mason presents the Joe Girardi Show. The skipper gives us the latest status on the Alex Rodriguez injury and when he thinks number 13 will come off the DL. Plus, Joe answers your questions about the upcoming 10-game homestand when the Yankees face the A's, Jays, and Orioles. It's an all-new Joe Girardi Show tonight after the postgame.
Only on Yes. Nice performance by Ivan Nova. 5 2/3 innings, 5 hits, just 1 run. The runner at first, his responsibility. 1 walk, 7 strikeouts, 88 pitches. Second big league start. That's impressive. But Joe Girardi takes him out and makes the call to the bullpen. Brought to you by AT&T. Rethink possible. And that call to the bullpen brings on Boone Logan, the Yankees' lone lefty in the pen, to face the lefty swinging A.J. Przinsky.
2 of the next 3 hitters are left-handed.
Kerry Wood is warming for the Yankees in their bullpen. Runner on first with 2 outs here in the 6th. Swing and a miss. Przinsky knows Logan. He pitched 3 years for the White Sox. That's what he's done with the Yankees. Yesterday he came in and he allowed both of Jabba Chamberlain's runners to score, but he did not allow a run. That's why it's always a little sketchy to look at a reliever's ERA. Przinsky just 211 against left-handers, and that's why Girardi brings in Logan. 255 overall. Nubbed up the third baseline. Nunez fires and it pulls Swisher off the bag. So Przinsky reaches. And we'll see how they score it. I mean, he should have been thrown out with a good throw.
Well, I think he had more time than he thought. He hustles on this one. And Swisher makes the right move. He leaves the bag to come up with the throw. Don't want the ball to get away, and that might give the runner a chance to score all the way from first base if the throw gets far enough down the line. So Swisher leaves the bag. That's going to be it for Logan. Just one batter.
And they do give Przinsky a hit. Yeah, Joe wants this game. You can tell the way he's managing it here in the 6th inning, mixing and matching, bringing in Wood to face Ramirez. Stay where you are.
Like summer, it's here, but not forever. The Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Lease the 2010 RX 350 for $449 a month for 36 months with $41.48 due at signing. See your Lexus dealer.
What's Papa John doing on a cooking show? Talking about quality. What else?
Papa's in the house.
Now, I know it starts out with the dough, right? Everything's fresh, not frozen. People can tell the difference.
For a limited time, get a large Papa John's pizza with up to 3 toppings for just $10. Order now at papajohns.com and get a large pizza with any 3 toppings, only $10.
Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John, yeah! Pizza.
In 2009, we started something. In 2010, in the new Jet Stadium, we intend to finish it.
It's go time.
It's go time. It's go time. It's go time.
It's go time.
It's go time. Call 800-469-JETS now for tickets.
Like summer, it's here, but not forever. The Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Lease the 2010 IS 250 all-wheel drive for $349 a month for 36 months with $34.89 due at signing. See your Lexus dealer.
With today's active lifestyles, it's hard to be home for every inning. Now you can catch live Yes Network Yankees games on your laptop for less than your morning cup of coffee. For just $34.95, you'll get the remaining season of live Yankees games wherever your busy day may take you. If you're a Time Warner Cable customer who watches Yes, go to YesNetwork.com for more details and sign up today.
Traveling this season? Take the Yankees with you. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see every Yankees game live or on demand on your computer. Visit Yankees.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv. Baseball everywhere. So a former Cub, Kerry Wood, replaces a former White Sox pitcher, Boone Logan, and it'll be Wood against Ramirez to see what Kerry has done with the Indians and the Yankees, but he's been very, very solid since coming over to pinstripes. And that one gets past Cervelli, and it goes to the backstop as the runners move up.
This is going to be a wild pitch. Charge to Kerry Wood. Looks like he tries to yank down on a breaking ball, and it gets by Cervelli. And the White Sox now have 2 runners in scoring position.
Ramirez 0 for 2 against Nova. His first at bat against Wood, the 1-0. 2-0. So Joe spends his left-handed bullet here in the 6th inning. You got another lefty batter teeing on deck. And a squibber by Przinski. And then a bad throw by Nunez. He was given a hit. They take Logan out. And they bring in Wood to face the righty Ramirez. The 2-0. There's a strike.
Ramirez didn't agree, and that sets off the White Sox bench. We get another look. Looks like Ramirez taking all the way and thinking this. You see Cervelli reaching up, brings the ball down. Yeah, I think he has a beef on that. Borderline high.
Well, Ozzie started barking from the third base bench, and then the home plate umpire, Tim Cheetah, took the mask off and said enough. And Ozzie sat down quickly. Now he's back up. There's a strike. 95-mile-an-hour fastball at the knees on the corner by Wood.
Ramirez didn't like that one either. Here's a guy who doesn't walk very often. He's usually swinging the bat. Hey, that's a strike.
2-2. Missed outside. Wood's pumped up, 96 miles an hour. You've got Konerko at third and Przinski at second. Yankees leading 2-1. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Sellout crowd on its feet. Popped up, right side, and that's going to make the seats out of play. They'll do it again. With runners in scoring position and 2 outs, Ramirez a .321 hitter this year.
He's had himself a good year with the bat, hitting at .288 coming in. 15 home runs. That's a good number for a shortstop. And he's driven in 55 runs.
Check swing on a slider. Did he go? No, he did not. So the bases are loaded.
His pitch was nowhere near being a strike. It was down and away, and he did check. That was a desperation appeal. Didn't work out.
So a quick mound conference about how to go about getting Mark Teahen. Nova can only pace. He was lifted after 88 pitches with a runner on first base and 2 outs.
Joe Girardi got him out of the game with a chance to win but not lose.
Pitch to Tien's high. Tien, the DH, batting 8th in the White Sox lineup. Sox have the bases loaded. Yankees are leading 2-1, bottom of the 6th inning. Gavin Floyd started against Ivan Nova. Now 2-0, and there's no place to put Tien.
This is close, but inside.
The 2-0. There's a strike, 2-1.
Think of all those years that Mark Tien was with Kansas City, wasn't embroiled in any division races, big games.
That one is chopped to first. Swisher backs up. Fields flips to Wood, who gets out of the jam. So Wood wiggles out of trouble. No runs a hit, and the bases are left loaded. Playoff atmosphere in Chicago. 2-1 Yankees.
The 2009 New York Yankees are world champions.
Yankees fans, get the inside scoop on everything Yankees by subscribing to Yankees Magazine. For just $49.99, you'll receive 8 issues of exclusive articles, interviews, and photos you won't find anywhere else. To subscribe to Yankees Magazine or to purchase other Yankees publications products, call 1-800-GO-YANKS or log on to Yankees.com today.
Every day it's getting closer, going faster than a roller coaster. Love like yours will surely come my way. Hey, hey, hey. Every day it's getting faster.
AT&T and BlackBerry have teamed up to evolve the smartphone. Business meet fun. Fun, business. AT&T. Rethink possible.
Pepsi Max, please. Good song. Great song. So, Pepsi Max has 0 calories, huh? Yep. How many calories? 0. 0? 0. What are you doing? YouTube. Oh.
Pepsi Max. 0 calories. Maximum Pepsi taste.
Over 1,000 people a day switch to Chevrolet. Let's find out why.
This Malibu's sharp, has great mileage, and offers OnStar.
100,000-mile powertrain warranty caught my attention.
It's the Chevrolet Summer Event, which means the only thing left to decide is who drives it home.
Me.
Her.
Me.
Qualified lessees now get a low-mileage lease on this Malibu LS, a Consumer's Digest Best Buy for around $199 a month. Call for details.
Call 877-64-CHEVY.
Well, Kerry Wood wiggles out of trouble in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Well, he fell behind on the count, eventually came on the strike, and now Tien hits a ground ball to first. Nick Swisher has to flip to him covering. And sigh of relief in the Yankee dugout. I'm sure a lot of the fans watching. Here's Nova. His first major league victory on the line, and maybe the happiest one in the Yankee dugout.
Now, Gavin Floyd sat for about 20 minutes during that inning. Does it have an effect? He's 1-1 now on Curtis Granderson, who is 1 for 2 today. Hammered foul. And on the Verizon Wireless scoreboard, 2-1 Yankees over the Sox. And boy, I think that hit somebody, a hard line drive, and they're calling for medical help. And you can see Granderson is unnerved as he's looking into the stands right now.
Along with several of the White Sox players, they're looking down from the Yankee dugout. Hopefully that fan will be okay.
That one is driven deep to right field. Jones back, and he makes the play as he hits into the fence for the first out.
Granderson has a base hit, and he has also hit the ball hard 2 other times. Once to center, and now once to right. And still concerned about the fan down the right field line.
And Nick Swisher is bringing out ice, I guess, to the fan. The thing that was scary to me, Kenny, is if it hit a fan flush, the ball ricocheted right back out onto the field. As Austin Kearns with a high fly ball, left field, Pierre with a second out. There's Eduardo Nunez, and there's a strike. Oh-2 outside. Floyd was helped early by 3 double plays. Really kept his pitch count down. He's at 94 right now, 97 right now.
3 innings in a row. Double plays got him out of trouble, and he's settled down since then.
Is it too little too late? Will the White Sox be able to come back against the Yankee bullpen? So that is the question. And the 2-2 pitch. Count 3-2.
Nunez was up there with an 0-2 count now. Floyd trying to pick off that outside corner has missed 3 times in a row.
Nunez wrapped into a double play and flied out to right. Breaking ball, it hung. Nunez takes it and works a walk. That's impressive for a rookie. 0-2 and then end up walking.
Yeah, rookies are so afraid of striking out that they kind of strike themselves out. They start to swing at anything. But that was impressive. 0-2, 4 straight pitches out of the zone. Now he's at first base, and here comes Don Cooper. And the White Sox bullpen's getting busy.
Well, just to let you know what's going on, the gentleman that was hit is talking. They put ice on him. They also brought him a baseball, so let's hope and cross our fingers that everything is okay. You have to be so alert when you sit in those seats close to the field. You just have to be on the lookout all the time. There's Chris Sale.
There's almost no opportunity for casual conversation. I mean, just looking away from the action. You're right. You got to watch every pitch.
And that runs counter to what baseball is about, to talk about what's going on. We have to look straight ahead or look right at the batter. Wind is starting to whip up here at U.S. Cellular. It's blowing straight in, blowing our papers all around. There he is. Looks like he's okay as he's heading back up for maybe additional medical attention. And he gets a nice hand as he makes his way up. Cervelli, who is 2 for 2, is 1-0. Floyd is over the 100 pitch mark.
You saw Cervelli 2 for 2. I don't think Nunez is going to be going. I think that he's going to hold here. If Cervelli makes the third out, they would rather have Gardner leading off rather than have Cervelli to play, get Nunez thrown out, and have Cervelli lead off.
Line drive, and Cervelli is 3 for 3.
So Nunez not going. Cervelli has doubled down the line. He's had a bunt single and now a solid single to left field. And here comes Ozzie Guillen.
Well, with the lefty Gardner coming up, he will go to his only lefty in the bullpen, Chris Sale. So Gavin Floyd, pretty nice outing, but he will not get a victory. He's hoping to avoid a defeat. The left-hander Sale against Gardner when we get back.
Unlike other vehicles in its class, the 7-passenger 300-horsepower MDX comes with Acura's patented super handling all-wheel drive. With the available Advance package, the MDX also features a unique multi-angle widescreen rear-view camera, because performance shouldn't be limited to just going forward. The restyled Acura MDX. Discover it in a test drive.
For attractive summer lease rates on the 2010 Acura MDX, visit your local dealer today.
You know a place with great food?
I know just the spot. Hold on. We're almost there.
That's right. TGI Fridays has a new Caribbean menu. Get a free $10 Fridays gift card when you buy 2 Caribbean entrees. That's a free $10 gift card just for kicking back and enjoying the fresh flavors and vibrant spices of the islands. Only at Fridays.
These offers are the only thing from Honda that won't last.
In 2 days.
Get ready to face off.
All systems go.
This.
Are you serious? You're out.
Week.
We expect to win.
In
That crowd was getting restless.
football.
Do they have what it takes?
They did start to get their mojo back. They have weapons all over the place.
Catch the season premiere Tuesday at 11. Only on Yes.
Well, today and throughout the Yankee season on Yes, we're asking you to vote along with us for the Chevy Player of the Game. Text your vote to 58772 or vote online at yesnetwork.com. Tonight's candidates are number 1, Ivan Nova, number 2, Marcus Timms, number 3, Gavin Floyd, number 4, Brett Gardner. Vote now. Make your voice heard. Standard text messaging rates apply. The new pitcher for the White Sox is Chris Sale, and Kenny, he looks like a tall drink of water.
Yeah, he is, and if Yankee fans haven't heard of him, there's a good reason. He was drafted in June. First player in the 2010 draft to make it to the big leagues. Left-hander out of Florida Gulf Coast University, number 1 pick of the Chicago White Sox.
Very funky motion, a lot of arms and legs, and he starts Gardner off with a strike.
6 of Sale's first 7 appearances have been scoreless.
Yankees would like to tack on a couple more runs, give their bullpen some breathing room. There's a strike. Well, he's going to get that call. He's going to be awfully tough.
Yeah, well, you
99 miles an hour, Kenny.
Yeah, you can see why he's tough on left-handers. He's got that little side slinging type motion. Here's the target from Przinsky. Yeah, I'm not so sure, but he got the call. If he continues to get those, you're right, he's going to be very tough on left-handers. There's the delivery.
.98 miles an hour outside. Breaking ball that time, just missed.
I believe Gardner was completely fooled on this one. That's why he didn't pull the trigger. Here's the breaking ball. Starts at him. Boy, nice long break on it. That was as good as the other one he called the strike.
2-2. Swing and a miss. That was no sale. That was full retail. He was impressive. No runs a hit, no errors, and 2 men left on base at the end of 6.5. It's time for the 7th inning stretch here at U.S. Cellular Field. The Yankees lead the White Sox 2-1, but will stay here in Chicago to honor America.
Across America each Sunday, the singing of God Bless America is performed in support of our country and our men and women stationed overseas. Fans, please welcome newly signed Universal recording artist, 13-year-old Ellie Smith, for the singing of God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans wide with foam. God bless America, my home sweet home. God bless America, my home sweet
Every cigarette is doing you damage. This is part of an aorta, the main artery from the heart. Smoking makes artery walls sticky and collect dangerous fatty deposits. This much was found stuck to the aortal wall of a smoker aged 32. Every cigarette is doing you damage. For help quitting, including free nicotine patches, call 1-866-NY-QUITS.
Weekends. Judge Napolitano is on the case, policing big government, exposing bureaucrats, safeguarding your rights.
The Constitution was written to limit the government. When politicians cross that line, I'll be there.
The judge is taking the toughest issues head on. Exclusive interviews, hard-hitting investigations. The one show delivering a message straight to DC's power players.
From Capitol happenings to Supreme Court surprises, we're in the middle of it all.
Freedom Watch with Judge Napolitano on Fox Business.
Pure liberty. No excuses.
Now, current competitive lessees can get a 2010 Fusion for $149 a month, just $149.
Gift to your Tri-State Ford dealer.
Hi, everyone. Bob Lorenz back in studio with your Tri-State Ford update. Let's check out the Blue Jays against the Tigers. 4-1 Detroit, top of the 7th. That's Ryan Rayburn off Jesse Carlson. Leads off the inning, goes solo off the pole. Then top of the 8th off Brian Talent. Rayburn's at it again. 2 home runs on the day, numbers 9 and 10 of the season. 4 runs batted in for Rayburn in a 10-4 Tigers win over the Blue Jays. Jack Curry, Ken Jones, and I look forward to seeing you, along with Michael and Kenny, coming up a little bit on the postgame, guys.
Well, thank you, Bob. Right here in Chicago, it's a good game, 2-1. Nick Swisher, when he was talking to Kimberly Jones on the field after yesterday's game, said playoff-type atmosphere, and all 3 games have been sold out, and there has been a buzz about each game.
That's what you have a tendency to have when you get down at this stage of the season, where every game is very important, and you have 2 good teams on the field going at it. It's the intensity is heightened, and it's a lot of fun. I used to love going down the stretch.
On the Verizon Wireless scoreboard, 2-1 Yankees. Beckham swings and misses against Wood.
A good breaking ball.
So Wood got the final out of the 6th, now pitching the 7th. Warming for the Yankees in their bullpen is Jabba Chamberlain. Foul tipped. Beckham, Pierre, and Vizquel, 9-1 and 2 against Kerry Wood.
Ooh. Cervelli got him with strike 3. You see him come up out of the crouch to throw to third base, didn't get the call.
And Tim Cheetah's not going to like that. Veteran umpires are not going to be pleased when a catcher shows them up like that.
It did look like a good pitch, though, right?
Two balls, 2 strikes, nobody out as we start the bottom of the 7th. Fouled away. Kerry Wood's career was so different on the north side of Chicago. He was the next great thing when he was with the Cubs, but blew out his arm. 20 strikeouts in 1 game against the Astros. Threw wickedly hard. Incredible breaking ball. But the arm didn't withstand that. There's a ground ball to Jeter. He charges. And there's 1 away.
Kim Jones interviewed him, and he's talking about elbow surgeries, and he's also had shoulder surgery. I think he's told Kim that he would take 6 elbow surgeries for 1 shoulder. You know, shoulder is more difficult to come back from. And that's, I think he said that's the only time he felt that this all might be over. But he worked through it each and every time. Get back, and he's still got a fastball, mid-90s, and he's got a very good breaking ball. And closer experience for the Yankees in a setup role.
Well, he has reinvented himself, and he was a closer with the Indians the last couple of years, unable to stay healthy. But he's been a very, very effective pitcher for the Yanks since they acquired him at the trade deadline. Line drive right at Jeter.
Hit hard by Pierre, and as we said, you want to keep him off base and almost directly at the captain for out number 2. Easy play.
Vizquel pops it up. Nunez gives it a look. "12 big league seasons for Kerry Woods. He won the Rookie of the Year in '98. Really burst upon the scene. We told you about that 20 strikeout game against the Astros. Just gave up 1 hit. He missed the '99 season with elbow surgery. He's been on the DL 14 times. Made the All-Star team twice. 82 wins, 62 saves. He has never reached the heights that he kind of teased everybody with when he was the Rookie of the Year with the Cubs.
Yeah, you're talking about striking out 20 in a ball game. I remember catching the tail end of that game, and he was throwing in the 9th like it was the 1st inning. That's how hard he was throwing.
Rip foul.
And if I'm not mistaken, his last strike, it might have been Moises Alou. For some reason, I'm saying Moises Alou.
1-2. He's got a piece to stay alive.
That last pitch that you saw, speed breaking ball, that's a pitch that Kerry Wood did not have at the beginning of his career. He was basically, everything was hard fastball, hard breaking ball. And this, he's learned to take something off the breaking ball and get hitters out in front. So he's seen him pick up several strikeouts this year with that pitch.
That one bounces away from the Yankee catcher. And you can hear through our microphones the wind whipping up again. Foul back. Vizquel thought about retiring at the end of last year, but got a job here at the White Sox. 42 years old.
My bad, it was Derek Bell. Another right-handed hitter was the final strikeout. I knew it was a right-handed hitter.
This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Two-two. Good fastball inside. Alex Rios is on deck. And Vizquel walks. Good at bat for the veteran. And Joe Girardi quickly out of the dugout. And he's going to call for a fresh hard-throwing right-hander. And that's going to be Jabba Chamberlain. So Wood is done. Chamberlain comes on to try to get Rios. The Yankees holding on to a 2-1 lead.
Easy is a key that you don't have to turn. Easy is a lift gate that doesn't require lifting. Easy is turning room for 4 into room for 7. Easy is a rear view in front of you. The engineers at GMC designed the 2010 Acadia to make it easy. Good news, it worked.
It's the GMC Summer Event. Get the best of the remaining 2010s and get an Acadia with 0% APR for 60 months or $2,000 cash back at your Tri-State Buick GMC dealer.
You know a place with great food? I know just the spot. Hold on. We're almost there.
That's right. TGI Fridays has a new Caribbean menu. Get a free $10 Fridays gift card when you buy 2 Caribbean entrees. That's a free $10 gift card just for kicking back and enjoying the fresh flavors and vibrant spices of the islands. Only at Fridays.
See this? Nobody else has what this paint's got. And that's a #1 rating. It's a paint and primer in one, so it goes on gold and looks even better. It means getting more done in half the time. And it means the shade you see on that swatch ends up on that wall. And is as durable as it is colorful. You know where to find it. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Try it for yourself. Get your own 8-ounce sample of the #1 rated Behr paint. Now just $2.94.
A new chapter has been written at pinstripebible.com. Its all-new design, frequent daily updates, and enhanced user commenting system make it a must-read for every Yankees fan. Get info on the latest breaking news, complete team analysis, and an in-depth look at the minors. Make yourself well-versed in everything Yankees at the new pinstripebible.com.
As Jabba Chamberlain warms up, let's take a look at the Land Rover drive of the game. Why get a car when you can own a Land Rover?
Now let's go back to the second inning. Marcus Thames, something up in the strike zone. It looked like it hung a bit, but it hung in the air for a while, too. Marcus Thames' 3rd home run in 2 games. That's our Land Rover drive of the game.
So Jabba Chamberlain came in yesterday, let a couple of runners get on. Both of those runners scored, but he was throwing hard. He threw 99 miles an hour yesterday. And you see his numbers, 1 and 4. This will be his 58th game. More than a hit per inning and more than a strikeout per inning.
Joe Girardi made the change with Rios coming to the play. Now, not much of a sample, but Rios was 2 for 2 against Kerry Wood in his career. Just 2 for 8 against Jabba. Good slider.
Rios today is 0 for 3. A strikeout and 2 ground balls to short. Runner goes. Pitch fouled back. So Vizquel was on the run.
"42 years old. Still pick him up and lay him down." And still smooth as silk in the field, although now he's playing third base.
And the 0-2. Driven out into right center field. Granderson has room, and he'll make the play for the final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 man left. At the end of 7, it's 2-1 Yanks.
In every friendly little competition,
Right behind you.
there's a winner and a loser. A runner-up, second best, the one who fell a bit short.
Thank you.
Something our friends at BMW are feeling once again. Experience the Summer of Audi event before September 6th and get exceptional values on new and certified pre-owned models.
Attention diabetics on Medicare.
Hello, I'm John Fox. You may know that I'm a professional bass fisherman, but you may not know that I have diabetes. It's never slowed me down thanks to the good folks at Liberty Medical.
I've been a Liberty Medical patient for years, and I've relied on them for all my diabetic needs.
And if you call now, you'll receive a free meter.
It's easy to use with fast results. Even the shipping is free, and Medicare may cover the cost of your other supplies. Liberty Medical keeps you on track by delivering diabetic supplies right to your door.
They even take care of the paperwork, file your claims, and send you a free meter.
Call right now and they'll send you a free diabetic cookbook.
Diabetes doesn't have to slow you down. Join me and over 1 million people who trust Liberty Medical.
Call Liberty Medical at 1-866-277-2823.
Easy is a key that you don't have to turn. Easy is a lift gate that doesn't require lifting. Easy is turning room for 4 into room for 7. Easy is a rear view in front of you. The engineers at GMC designed the 2010 Acadia to make it easy. Good news, it worked.
It's the GMC Summer Event. Get the best of the remaining 2010s and get an Acadia with 0% APR for 60 months or $2,000 cash back at your Tri-State Buick GMC dealer.
Tuesday night at 11, football returns to Yes with the season premiere of This Week in Football presented by Geico. The gang looks at the Jets and Giants' first games, including an interview with Jets head coach Rex Ryan. This Week in Football premieres Tuesday night at 11, only on Yes. Jets and the Giants both lost their preseason games on Friday and Saturday. Jets on Friday and the Giants yesterday. Derek Jeter against the rookie left-hander Chris Sale, who struck out Gardner to end the 7th. Pitch outside. Derek is 0 for 3 today and 2 for 22 on the road trip. And you wonder if the shadows now will play a role in the final innings of this game as they start to creep across home plate. Count 2-0. Three straight out of the zone to Jeter, and the count 3-0.
You think back to maybe April and May. And Chris Sale is pitching Florida Gulf Coast University. Now he's facing the New York Yankees a few months later in Chicago in front of a packed house.
You know, they had shown White Sox manager Ozzie Guillen tape of Sale before they drafted him, and Guillen's reaction was, he's better than anybody we have. Check swing by Jeter, and he was taking off his batting gloves and tossed away the bat. But the first base umpire, Bob Davidson, said, "You went around." Jeter was taking off his arm sleeve as well. Wow. So now Jeter digs back in with a full count. Bobby Jenks warming up in the White Sox bullpen. He's their closer. Had an up and down year, a lot of down. 3-2. So Jeter works a walk, and now he'll do it all over again.
Watching Sale deliver the ball. There's Bobby Jenks. For a while, I think Ozzie Guillen took him out of the closer's role this year. Watching Sale deliver the ball, he's got a long move to the plate, and sometimes if you go first move, give you a little extra time to get down to second.
Pitch outside to Swisher.
Unlike last inning, Sale's having a little problem here finding home plate. And here comes Don Cooper.
So Cooper wants to settle down the rookie. It's a big jump pitching in college and then in front of a sellout crowd on Frank Thomas Day here at U.S. Cellular against the defending world champion New York Yankees. Jeter didn't have much of a lead.
Sometimes a pitcher thrown over to first actually sets up a stolen base attempt because the runner doesn't think you'll throw over there twice in a row.
Swisher swings through 97 miles an hour of heat.
There's the throw over. Now the last time he threw over, the next time he went to the plate. See if he changes his pattern.
Off the glove of Przinsky and goes to the backstop, so Jeter gets the second anyway. And that scored a wild pitch.
He throws so hard that if he's decently off the target, the catcher's not going to have a chance. And Przinsky, he's got some leather on it, but that was about it. That ball was headed for the backstop. Target is up and in, and this pitch is up and away.
Now, I don't know if you call that an off-speed pitch. It was 94 miles an hour. He's been throwing 98. Maybe he took something off it just to get it over. a miss. 97. A strikeout of Swisher.
Yeah, with Job in there throwing for the Yankees and this young man throwing for the White Sox, the hitter's going to have to try and catch up. Plenty of power in these fastballs. And Swisher gets the express and can't catch up to it.
How about this at bat, Kenny? Cano, who hits so well against lefties, against a guy who's funky, has a very weird delivery, and throws extremely hard.
If you got the scouting report from Brett Gardner, it wasn't a good one.
Drops a breaking ball in there for a strike. Foul ball.
Now Cano's deep in the hole here. It'd be interesting to see what Ozzie Guillen does, because I don't think that Thames will get a chance to hit if Cano makes an out here. I think they'll walk Thames. He's seen enough of him, and there's a left-hander on deck, Granderson. That's just your basic major league move. Or Jenks is ready to bullpen. He might bring him in to face Thames.
Check swing. If it stays fair, it's a hit. It's a hit. And excuse me, base hit for Robinson Cano.
Well, that throws off that thinking. Ah, we'll see what Ozzie is going to do. He's going to bring Jenks in. He knows what Marcus Thames is capable of doing against the left-handed pitcher. What do you call that, a Steve Martin hit?
Excuse me?
Excuse me. But Cano will take it. It's almost like a beautiful bunt single.
I hit him hard enough. He'll take Rose every now and then. So now it's time for the White Sox hard-throwing closer, Bobby Jenks. Jenks against Thames. First and second, Yankees up 2-1, looking for more.
Instantly upconvert your standard definition DVDs into higher definition quality just by pressing play. Resolution Plus, intuitive DVD technology built around the way you live. Just what you'd expect from the laptop expert. Visit laptops.toshiba.com.
Did you know that the Kia Sorento has best-in-class V6 horsepower? Did you know the Sorento is a top safety pick? Did you know it comes with advanced technology? And do you know which competitor offers all of this, plus third-row seating? The CR-V or the Equinox? Answer is neither. The Kia Sorento. The more you know, the better it gets. And right now, lease the Sorento for $239 a month.
Droid. This droid has evolved to do even more. Now it integrates your work email so you can be hooked up to everything you need to do. Now it does 1 gigahertz speed on a more intuitive keyboard. Turning you into an instrument of efficiency. Introducing the new Droid 2 by Motorola, part of the next generation of does.
A's, Yankees. Coverage starts tomorrow at 6 with batting practice today.
Only on Yes.
Save time searching for pictures, documents, videos, and more with a simple visual scroll. Toshiba Real Time. Intuitive innovation built around the way you work. Just what you'd expect from the laptop expert. Visit laptops.toshiba.com.
Yankees lead 2-1. How did we get there in the second inning? Marcus Thames hanging breaking ball by Floyd. Thames' third home run in the 2 games. Third inning. Brett Gardner singles up the middle. And that drives home Francisco Cervelli. In the 5th inning for the White Sox, Juan Pierre singles home Gordon Beckham. And that's where we are right now. Yankees 2 and the White Sox 1. We're in the 8th. And the Yankees are looking to add to that. And Thames is at the plate against Bobby Jenks, first and second, with 1 out here. Jenks deals. Foul back. Now, Tim's specialty is hitting left-handers, but he has not been flummoxed at all by righties of late.
Certainly not on this road trip. 24 saves for Bobby Jenks.
Count 0-2. Tim's against Jenks. 3 at-bats, 1 for 3. The 0-2. Inside. Well, Jenks still throwing hard, 98 miles an hour. One-two. Popped up.
Off-speed pitch that Tim's had a good swing at, a little out in front. That pitch was up, and we've seen what he's done with pitches up in the zone lately. Although the 2 home runs he hit in Toronto were pitches down in the zone. That's about his wheelhouse in Chicago here.
One-two pitch. Popped up. Beckham makes the play with the infield fly rule call for the second out. Now, when the infield fly rule is called, you could botch that ball, and then the runners will go on their own peril. But it's an automatic out with runners on first and second and an out.
And the reason why that rule was came into being was because years ago when baseball was in its infancy, infielders would let the ball drop purposely so they start a double or triple play and get out of innings. And it just made a circus out of the game, so they decided the infield fly rule, the batter's automatically out if the ball is deemed to be able to be caught by one of the infielders by the umpires without too much of a problem.
Here's Granderson. And there is a misconception that you can call the infield fly rule with 1 runner on. No, it's got to be 2, because if there's 1 runner on, you stay out of the double play by having the batter run hard. If he's at first, I mean, you could remove the runner at first with the force at second, but you can't turn a double play. Only if the batter doesn't run hard. That's his issue. Right back to Jenks. So the big closer came on, and the throw pulls Konerko off the bag. He came up with the scoop, but the throw pulled him off the bag, so that's going to be an E1. I was about to say that Jenks worked out of a jam, but now he's got bases loaded, and he has to face Austin Kearns.
Well, he makes the reception of the squibber off the end of the bat, all right, but the throw is low. And Konerko, his first objective is to catch the ball. And you can see by coming up with it, pulls him off the bag. First base umpire Bob Davidson makes the call, and the bases are loaded, and the inning is going to continue.
Check this out on the Coors Light freeze cam.
Yeah, you can see the left foot come off the bag just so he can make the reception. E1. One looked to be a routine play.
Oh, that could be very big if Kearns comes up with a hit. Jenks has been the closer here for a while. In fact, he was the first rookie in big league history to earn the save in the clinching game of a World Series. That was Game 4, 2005 for the White Sox. And Austin Kearns will ground 1 to Vizquel, and they'll get the force at second, and that will do it. Vizquel showing a lot of range for a guy who's 42. No runs a hit, 1 error, and the bases are left loaded. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. This play did not hurt them as we go with the Yankee lead of 1.
The official ice cream of the New York Yankees could be your ticket to the game. Every carton of delicious Turkey Hill Bronx Bombers Sundae and Pinstripe Brownie Blast is a chance to win Yankees tickets.
Brain freeze. Ring in the closer.
So get into the game with Turkey Hill, official ice cream of the New York Yankees.
Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Can football announcer Andres Cantor make any sport exciting?
Ha sido una partida intensa hoy. Jadrowski está pensando. Veamos qué va a hacer. Moverá la reina, moverá el caballo. ¡Qué tensión! ¡Viene! ¡Gol!
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
It's the end of the model year, and Nissan's laying it all on the line with bottom line offers on quality, safety, and value. Nissan's bottom line sales event. Get to a Nissan dealer now for a $199 per month lease on Altima or Rogue, plus $500 bonus cash. Hurry. This event ends soon. And that's the bottom line.
The 14-piece Fan Feast at KFC. 14 original recipe or grilled drumsticks and thighs, 2 large mashed potatoes and gravy, large coleslaw, and 6 biscuits, just $19.99. Feed 6 for less than $3.50 each, with enough for leftovers. The 14-piece Fan Feast, just $19.99 at KFC.
Nobody delivers office supplies faster or for less than WB Mason. With free next-day delivery and in many locations, free same-day delivery, WB Mason is the one office supplier that really delivers. Who but WB Mason? Tonight at 7:30, stay with Yes for Memories of the Game presented by Yankee Steiner. In this edition, Mark Teixeira sits down to talk about his personal baseball card collection. Plus, a local firehouse gets a big surprise from Yankees great Reggie Jackson. It's all tonight at 7:30, and it's only on Yes. Well, you saw that replay of that play at first base right at the end of the inning, Kenny, and I'm not sure that he was off the bag. If so, it was just by an eyelash.
It wasn't much of an argument, though. That's the thing that usually tells you that the umpire might be have a questionable call.
Now, it was cloudy when the Yankees were up. Let's take one more look at that play.
Yeah, here we go again. Now, the thing is that you see the ball comes up.
I don't know. His foot looks like it's on the bag. Very close. Anyway, it was cloudy when the Yankees were up. Now the shadows have reappeared, and that would seem to play in favor of the hard-throwing Chamberlain against Konerko. Count 0-2. Konerko, Jones, and Brzezinski. That's 58 home runs between the three of them. Grounded to third. Bobbled by Nunez, and Konerko is safe. So the rookie who's done so well starts off the inning with an error.
Gardner line against the extra base hit, retreats a bit, the ball off the end of the glove. I thought he still had a chance if he comes up with it there, but he bobbles it again and loses all chance to throw out Konerko. And I believe the only reason he's still in the game is because he's leading off next inning. You would have seen Ramiro Pena at third base.
So now Brent Lillibridge is going to pinch run for Konerko, so the White Sox have speed as the tying run. There's Andrew Jones. You can run against Jabba, big, strong right-hander with a big leg kick. There he goes. Throw to second. Got him. Good throw by Cervelli, and the tag applied by Cano. That's a big caught stealing.
And you know who's most relieved in the infield? Eduardo Nunez. Lillibridge didn't waste any time. He took off on the first pitch. There's the pitch that a little bit low for a ball. Here's a throw right on the money. Cervelli's best throw of the series. And Lillibridge is tagged out.
Count 2-0.
Ball is waiting on him. Ooh. Add insult to injury. Face tag.
The 2-0. There's a strike now. See how pumped up Cervelli is. Let me ask you this, Kenny. Does this mean that Job has reassumed the 8th inning role? Because yesterday was not a good performance by David Robertson.
Well, you know, Joe Girardi's he's reevaluating the bullpen too. That's, who knows?
And David had been so good, but yesterday he was shaky.
Yeah, he was. And give Job a chance to make some hay late in the ball game. We're getting to the point where you got to go with the hot hand.
Breaking ball for a strike.
Yeah, that's nasty. I think that's the last thing Andrew Jones is thinking of. Hard slider, 3-1. Now there's confusion. Is he going to throw it 3-2?
That one is lined sharply to left. A base hit in front of Gardner. Boy, that caught stealing looms large. Oh, with the fastball.
Yeah, but it's right there. It's in the middle of the plate. Andrew Jones is still turning around. We've seen him hit several balls hard in this series, including a home run.
There's A.J. Przinsky.
Let's see if they try Cervelli again. Andrew Jones had stolen 9 out of 11.
And a strike. Slider in the dirt, blocked by Cervelli. Two-one Yankees, bottom of the 8th. Keeping Jones close. Brzezinski's 2 for 3. There's a strike.
Good pitch to the outside corner. Chopper's got the combination working today. Fastball, breaking ball.
Andrew Jones crawls back to first. David Robertson is warming in the bullpen for the Yankees. And Mariano alongside.
Jones was taking more of a measured lead, and it looked like he was he just held up at the last second there. I think this would he's going to have to draw a throw here.
Swing and a miss. It gets away from Cervelli. That will allow Jones to go to second. Brzezinski can't go to first. It was an occupied base. So that scored Wild pitch. And the time runs in scoring position.
Take a look at it. Really yanks down on the slider. I mean, that didn't even reach home plate before it was in dirt. Brzezinski swings at it. It's probably blocked the viewer. Cervelli trying to block it. Ball gets between his legs off of Tim Cheetah, the home plate umpire, back to the screen. Andrew Jones moves down to second base.
So here is Alexi Ramirez. Oh for 2 with a walk. Got 55 runs batted in and 15 homers. Trying for home run number 16 and a 3-2 lead.
99.
He's been dealing. Yeah. Just like that mound. That was a slider and the count 1-1.
You know, there have been several appearances lately, Michael, where Job has been getting it up there 97, 98, and we saw this last fastball at 99. Which tells you his...
That's 100.
Ooh, which tells you his mechanics are pretty good right now. He's locked in with his motion. You talk to Dave Island, the Yankee pitching coach, and every once in a while he says Job gets out of his rhythm. His control suffers, and he can't quite get it up there as fast as usual. But right now, he seems to be locked in, especially with the his delivery. Nice and compact and fire.
And then that slider. It's hard to cover both if you're a hitter. It's hard to cover either. So the count 2-2. We haven't seen Jabba throw this hard. Let's be honest. Since 2007, when he first came up and he was lighting the gun up at 100. But he has really dealt last night and tonight.
Back-to-back days.
The 2-2. Grounded to second. Cano right there. And that's going to do it. So they do not get burned by the wild pitch. No runs a hit, 1 error, 1 left. Let's take this baby to the 9th.
Like summer, it's here, but not forever. The Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Lease the 2010 IS250 all-wheel drive for $349 a month for 36 months, with $3489 due at signing. See your Lexus dealer.
No oil has flowed into the Gulf for weeks, but it's just the beginning of our work. I'm Iris Cross. BP has taken full responsibility for the cleanup in the Gulf, and that includes keeping you informed. My job is to listen to the shrimpers and fishermen, hotel and restaurant workers, and find ways to help. That means working with communities. We have 19 centers in 4 states. We've made over 120,000 claims payments, more than $375 million. We've committed $20 billion to an independent claims fund to cover lost income until people impacted can get back to work. We'll keep looking for oil, cleaning it up if we find it, and restoring the Gulf Coast. I was born in New Orleans. My family still lives here. BP is going to be here until the oil is gone and the people and businesses are back to normal, until we make this right.
Like summer, it's here, but not forever. The Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Lease the 2010 ES350 for $379 a month for 36 months, with $4078 due at signing. See your Lexus dealer.
Coming up after the final out, catch the WB Mason postgame as Bob Lorenz, Kimberly Jones, and Jack Curry recap this final game in Chicago. Plus, get a look at the playoff race with highlights from around both leagues. It's all coming up on the WB Mason postgame. It's only on Yes. We go to the 9th. A taut ball game, 2-1 Yankees. Bobby Jenks will deal to Eduardo Nunez.
Kind of a far cry from last night's ball game when there were 7 home runs hit by both sides, 4 by the Yankees, 3 by the White Sox. Today the pitchers have been in control.
Pitch high. Yankees 2-8-1. White Sox 1-7-2. This is the rubber game of this 3-game set. That one is chopped towards second. Beckham over to Kotze, who's taken over at first. 1 away. In the bottom of the 9th inning, we'll see Mariano Rivera as he tries to pick up his 2nd straight save. Mo getting some hydration on a day that you certainly need it. After the game, the Yankees will head home to New York. They'll start their longest homestand of the year, and it begins with a 4-game series against the A's. And our coverage will begin on Yes at 6 o'clock. Be there, please. Pitch to Cervelli is high.
Cisco's had a good day with the bat. A couple of singles and a double.
There's a strike. He'd been 1 for 6 on this road trip, so now 3 for 3. The double, the bunt single, and then a single left. Grounded to third and under the glove of Vizquel. And Cervelli is 4 for 4. Boy, did he need that. So did the Yankees.
And it's a base hit, and it's also a career high for Cervelli in a ball game. You know, years ago in Cleveland, whenever Vizquel or Roberto Alomar did not make a play in the middle, it was always a base hit. Because they were racking up gold gloves between the two of them.
Let's see if Gardner bunts here with 1 out. Not bunting. And there's a strike. Jenks sporting the long sleeve undershirt on a very hot day. Grounded foul.
You remember Dick Allen?
Sure.
Yeah, Dick Allen for years. Well, he played for the White Sox. Was MVP for the White Sox, I think, in 1973. There's a Dick Allen. He also played for the Cardinals, Philadelphia Phillies, I think the Oakland A's for a while. One of the feared sluggers back in the 70s and maybe the 60s. Rookie of the Year in the National League with the Phillies. You notice in that picture he had long sleeves on.
And Kenny, when he was with the Phillies, he was Richie Allen.
Yeah, that's right.
When he came here, he became Dick Allen.
Yep, he's got the long sleeves, and he used to wear the high collar around his neck no matter how hot the weather got. And they asked him, how come you always wear the long sleeves? He said, I don't want to show off the ammunition. Huh. He could hit a ball a long way.
1-2. Fouled off. Just got a piece.
In fact, he used to take some abuse from the Philly fans in his rookie year. And at the old Connie Mack Stadium, there used to be a big Coca-Cola sign up on the roof in left center field. And they were getting on him pretty hard one night. I guess he had struck out a few times. And in the dirt around first base, he wrote the sign Coke. He spelled Coke out in the dirt. So the fans were looking at it. And the next time up, he hit one off the Coke sign up on the roof.
Wow.
Dick Allen. One of those near Hall of Fame guys.
Mm-hmm. He had extraordinary talent. 1-2. 2-2.
Used the 40-ounce bat. Took 2 bat boys to bring it back to the dugout.
2-2 to Gardner. Fouled away. White Sox keeping an eye on what's going on in Seattle. The Twins and the Mariners are scoreless in the bottom of the 5th inning. Twins lead the White Sox by 4.5 in the American League Central.
How about the Twins shutting out the Mariners yesterday? 1-0.
1-0.
Nick Blackburn.
And Brian Fuentes. See if they can turn 2 on the speedy Gardner. There's 1. Not in time.
Woo. Not many guys in the league would have beaten that one. That ball was hit hard. The White Sox did everything they could and still couldn't turn it.
Ozzie just gets thrown out of the game. He came halfway between first and home plate and then stopped and waved his hands as if to say, oh, that's terrible. And then he gets thrown out. I mean, why even come out if you're not even going to go to the umpire?
I'll tell you what, Bob Davidson didn't let him get out there. He said, just go back. Is he out? No, he's safe. I thought he was safe with the naked eye.
Well, the weird thing about what Guillen did, he ran halfway to first base and then turned around and waved his hands in disgust, and then Davidson threw him out as Ozzie was walking back to the dugout. And you're right, Kenny, not many people would not get doubled up on that. But Gardner has extraordinary speed. Davidson showed good speed with that thumb, too. There he is watching Ozzie out.
Get out of here.
Let's see if Gardner will go.
Ooh, what a lead.
And there's a strike. If you want to nitpick, and you're certainly allowed, the one thing that Gardner doesn't do, he doesn't go early in counts. He takes too long, and it kind of puts the batter in a bind as well. And the Yankees are trying to say, even if you don't get a great jump, with your speed, you should still be able to steal the base. But he wants to get just the right lead and read. And it's especially apparent, Kenny, when he comes in the pinch run, because that's your job. If you're coming in the pinch run like what Homer Bush did in 1998, go steal. Warm up in the dugout, and then when you get out there, you steal. Just got back, so he is certainly getting a big lead. Derek is 1 out away from going under 270 on the season. He's 0 for 3 today with a walk.
Very aggressive lead.
Pitch out.
I don't think the Sox will pitch out twice in a row. At least that's what you got to gamble on when you're a base stealer.
And a lot of Yankee coaches think that even with a pitch out, Gardner can steal. So the cat and mouse game, and as I say, speed slows down a game.
Take a little bigger lead here. Let's see. Just an inch out. There he goes.
There he goes. Throw to second. Stolen base.
Number 37 on the year. Just to get a guy like Gardner, everything has to go right. The top base stealers in the league, Carl Crawford, Juan Pierre. Catcher has to be able to come up with a throw. Pitch has to be right there for him to step into. This one's down a bit. And there's your difference. He has to come up a little higher to throw the ball. It's a good throw, but by him having to come up to get to the point to throw the ball, Gardner's safe.
So now Jeter has a runner in scoring position, and that insurance run would do wonders for Mariano and the Yankees in the bottom of the 9th. And a stop there by Kotze. And he flips to Jenks and that will do it. Mark Kotsay made a beautiful play to rob Jeter of an RBI single. No runs a hit, no errors, and one man left on base. Kotsay just came in to start the inning, and he turns in a sparkler. Last licks coming up for the White Sox against Mo.
It says turn right. It says you like soft rock.
It says you like cool jams.
I do like cool jams.
It says you're not real. Sorry.
It says Mackenzie Allard got that exact same dress.
It says it's the second switch. All right.
AT&T feels everyone should have access on the go, so we're making mobile broadband more affordable. Introducing new smartphone data plans starting at only $15. AT&T. Rethink possible.
See this? Nobody else has what this paint's got. And that's a #1 rating. It's a paint and primer in one, so it goes on bold and looks even better. It means getting more done in half the time. And it means the shade you see on that swatch ends up on that wall. And is as durable as it is colorful. You know where to find it. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Try it for yourself. Get your own 8-ounce sample of the #1 rated Behr paint. Now just $2.94.
Plan your getaway at VermontVacation.com and get in touch with summer in Vermont, home to the many farm families who have owned Cabot Creamery Cooperative since 1919 and who make the world's best cheddar, available at your favorite grocer.
Tonight, on an all-new WB Mason presents the Joe Girardi Show. The skipper gives us the latest status on the Alex Rodriguez injury and when he thinks number 13 will come off the DL. Plus, Joe answers your questions about the upcoming 10-game homestand when the Yankees face the A's, Jays, and Orioles. It's an all-new Joe Girardi Show tonight after the postgame.
Only on Yes. On a hot and humid Sunday afternoon, it's been a hot ball game. 2-1, we go to the bottom of the 9th inning, and it comes down to the Yankees with their closer on the mound, trying to win this series 2-1 and win this game 2-1.
The numbers, exemplary from Mariano Rivera, 1.16 ERA, 8 walks in 46 2/3 innings, and 38 strikeouts, and he'll get Tien and Beck up. Oh, it's going to be Carlos Quentin.
How about that? They sent up the righty to pinch hit for the lefty against Mo. Not many managers do that. It was actually done in the '98 World Series. Bruce Bochy did it for the Padres because at that time Mariano was exclusively cutter, but now he throws that two-seamer into righty, so it's not an automatically good move, but let's see if it pays off for the White Sox. Quentin has faced Mo 5 times. He has 1 hit.
Faced him the other night, hit into a double play.
So Rivera trying to nail it down. And it's a ground ball to Jeter. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Second baseman, Gordon Beckham.
Here's Gordon Beckham.
We've had 3 distinctly different games in this series. First one, the Yankees didn't play particularly well, and the White Sox rolled them. Last night, it was hitting for both sides. The Yankees came away with a little more power and won the game. Today, both starters did a pretty good job, and now it's up to the bullpens. And you got the best ever out there right now.
On a day where they honored their 2-time MVP, future Hall of Famer Frank Thomas, the White Sox, ironically enough, have not been able to generate much offense. Count 1-2. Beckham is 2 for 3 today. A single and a double, and a ground ball is short. Hitting .254. He has 9 home runs. Missed outside, does Rivera. Count now 2-2. Ramiro Pena is taken over at third base for Eduardo Nunez as the Yankees try to tighten the defense, and Pena almost standing on the line guarding against the extra base hit off the bat of Beckham. Beckham played third base last year. He's the second baseman this season, doing a nice job there. Fouls it back to the screen.
You know, you got a player on your hands when it doesn't take long for them to make it to the big leagues. Just a couple of years ago, Beckham was a #1 pick.
Hanging in there against Rivera. Yankees lost Friday night 9-4. They slugged their way to a 12-9 win yesterday. And the Yankees 2 outs away from giving their rookie Ivan Nova his first big league win. 2-2. So Beckham is making Rivera work. And on deck is Juan Pierre. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. The 2-2. Missed inside. 3-2. This will be the payoff. #9 hitter Beckham. The pitch. He walked him. A rare walk by Mariano Rivera, and the tying run is on base. Pierre's only faced Rivera once, didn't get a hit. He's 0 for 1.
Pierre's kind of old school. You know, you look at the way he wears his uniform, particularly the socks. You know he plays for the White Sox.
Beckham leads off first. Pierre shows bunt, takes a pitch high, 1-0. Pena coming in as the pitch is delivered. And there's Pena with or Pierre with the stirrups, which you see that often.
He thought about it, brings the bat back, and he's an excellent bunter.
A nail biter right to the end. The 1-0. And they tried to slap that ball.
Slap it by Pena, who's in on the grass. Handling the bat.
He has 10 bunt hits. He has 35 infield hits. So he uses his speed. Rivera the long set and keeps Beckham close. Most in the sellout crowd of just under 40,000 still here. Still pulling for the hometown team. Pena creeps in at third. The 1-1. Hit to second base. They'll get the force. That was a smart play as you keep the tying run out of scoring position. And Pierre will reach, but now he's going to try to steal.
Here's a look, broken bat, and Cano, under different circumstances, he probably would have gone to first base, but he wanted to keep the tying run out of scoring position. Beckham had to hold up. And there's the throw to second base.
Well, it comes down to this: 82 years on this planet. 40 for Mo, 42 for Vizquel. One's definitely going to the Hall of Fame. Vizquel, well, maybe. And he's the last line of defense for the White Sox. Will Pierre be going? Ball is popped up. Cervelli behind the plate tosses away the mask. And the Yankees win 2-1. Oh, a tight, well-played ball game. And the Yankees win this one, and they win the series 2-1. So the single by Gardner in the third inning is the difference in the ball game. In the second, the Yankees had the home run by Timms, and then the single by Gardner driving in Cervelli gave the Yankees a 2-0 lead. A run in the fifth inning for the White Sox. That's all they could get. And Mo pops up Vizquel, and the Yankees win 2-1. You have to stick around for the postgame show to find out who's today's Chevy player of the game. Kenny, that's a good game.
Yes, it was. Very tight all the way through. The run scoring came fairly early in the ball game. The Yankees with single runs in the second and third. The White Sox scoring their run in the fifth inning. From that point on, it was the bullpens who did the job, and give it to Mariano, and he picks up save number 27 on the season. And how about this? Chicago is Ivan Nova's kind of town. Picks up his first major league win.
And the Yankees go 3-3 on this road trip. They lose 2 out of 3 to Toronto, and they win 2 out of 3 here in Chicago. One of the big reasons is Marcus Timms, and he's with our very own Kim Jones. Kim?
To a man, everyone agreed yesterday was a huge win. To come back today, win a nail-biter, and win this series, how important this time of year is gritty play like this?
It's great. I mean, that's what we set ourselves out to do, is try to win the series from now on out. And it was big, come back getting the one today. Nova was outstanding. Jabba and Kerry did a great job, and Mo closed the door. It was a big win for us.
Let's talk about you. Do you go to the plate thinking you might hit a home run, or you want to hit a home run?
I just want to hit the ball hard somewhere and try to have a good at-bat. And he left the slider up in my wheelhouse, and I didn't miss it. And it was a big run for us.
Your wheelhouse seems pretty big these days. 2 home runs yesterday, 1 today. Lefty-righty doesn't seem to matter at all right now. Why?
I'm just trying to chip in. I'm just trying to get a pitch to hit, and I'm trying not to miss them, and everything's going good so far. I just want to keep it up and do what I can to help the team win ball games.
I'm going to give this one a whirl. How about your road trip? 8 for 16, 5 home runs, 8 RBIs. That's more than chipping in. How would you describe a stretch like that?
It's fun, but as long as we're winning, it's good. As long as I'm hitting home runs or driving in runs, we're winning ball games, it's a big plus for me.
I don't know who's more humble, you or CeCe. It's a toss-up.
It's the best way to be. This game is, you know how the game is, so you have to stay that way.
Marcus, thanks so much.
All right, thank you.
Stay humble, Michael.
Always. Thank you, Kim, and thank you, Marcus, as well. And he has had a great road trip. 3-3 for the Yankees. When we come back, we'll find out what the play of the game was. And then the post game after that. Lots to come. You stay where you are. About Hall of Famer stuff, but impressive.
If it was a 4-game career, he might get in. Yeah, he's in.
That one's driven deep to left field. Maybe he is in. See ya. Solo home run, Marcus Timms. Yankees up 1-0.
Marcus Timms hit a high pitch out of here last night. It was a high fastball. I don't think this is a fastball. Might have been a breaking ball, but it was upstairs. Yeah, it's way up there, right about eye level. And Marcus Timms proved that he could hit that last night. And he gets it up in the jet stream to left field.